Hello and welcome to episode 47 of the Paper Dungeon, our Halloween episode. This is just going to be a regular episode, but we're all dressed up. We'll go through and we'll explain each of our costumes. I'll start, I guess. I am playing, or dressed up as, whatever you want to call it. I am our boy Cedric, and I have my mighty sword. Speaking of which, you can get these. Lydia, do you still sell these?
No.
Well, you used to be able to get these cool fancy earrings from Lydia Corn, but now you can't, so heck you. But I am Cedric, and I am here to save the day. That's what I am. Aaron, what are you dressed up as?
Hello, I am Tarak. That's me. I'm Tarak.
With the sick scarf.
If I put the hood down, this is how I look like in cities because people don't like orcs.
It's true, very true, very nice. And Grant, what are you?
I'm Corn.
You're Corn or Miss Lydia Corn?
I'd also double as Lydia. That little emote that I look just like it. I'm literally, for the podcast listeners, I'm Corn.
He's literally just Corn.
I'm just a corn on the cob.
Very
Just
nice.
Corn.
And Lydia, what are you crushing the game as?
I'm Grut. I'm a demon prince. I'm a boy. I'm Lydia's love interest. I'm Grutz.
Not Riniya.
Specifically,
Lydia.
not Riniya's, Lydia's. Yeah, I got that
Lydia's
too. Yeah,
love.
exactly. If you guys had seen the way that she reacted when I told her what Grotz actually looks like, you would.
I fell over.
She seriously was on the floor admiring him for like 40 minutes straight. It was pretty great. And last but certainly not least, Drew, what are you dressed up as?
Ooh.
Yeehaw.
What do you have?
Got him.
Wow.
Gender neutral.
Get him.
Literally done nothing, but okay.
Very nice. All you guys' costumes are all amazing. What the heck? I already messed up my notes.
Well, at least
Anyway.
you have notes.
Chat.
It's true.
I'm sorry.
Aaron's
I was
playing
muted.
out the game.
I'm dressed up as a thief. That's what I'm dressed up as.
Ooh.
You were
Also,
muted?
It's
Go,
okay.
Go through it again.
Well,
Do-
I mean,
explain your thing.
they saw what I was. Okay.
Here's the thing.
explain
I
it.
would like.
Do it fast. Do it fast. Explain it fast. Explain it fast. Go.
I'm
Go.
a
Go.
thief.
Speed run.
Knife. A belt.
Don't like Grotz.
Vest. I don't like rots.
We also
nice.
got. I have a new announcement. We also got some new arms for microphones for
I mean,
DJ and Lydia.
I don't know if that was necessary to talk about.
It's
for sure.
necessary. It's
The
exciting.
microphone is no
Well-
longer here. It is now here.
Yeah.
And for me, it's no longer way over there. Now it's right in front of my face. So I apologize if I like grab a snack or crack my
Upgrades.
knuckles.
People upgrades. Don't worry. I'm on it. I'll take care of it. I got
Lydia
you.
is treating me like a
I am
a
here
cat.
for you, podcast listeners.
That's right. Lydia is going to be treating me like a cat today. If I start making random noises, she has exactly. She has it saved in chat. She's just ready to say no if I
No.
just crack a knuckle or do whatever.
TJ.
That was good.
That
was right for
hurt.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. We're gonna have a rad time tonight. I don't think we have any specific. Oh wait, no, we do. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. Okay, first of all, Between the Rows season finale.
1871.
Finale.
Gonna be this Wednesday. You guys do not want to miss it. We have been killing it over there. It's so good. Aaron is such a good DM. So definitely go check it out because it's a banger. It's pretty
And
great.
nothing
It's a
bad
bop.
ever happens
Nothing
to
bad
the characters.
Ever happens in Between the Rows.
It's pretty much
bad.
exactly what you can expect from Between the Rows. I'll put it that way.
Exactly.
Then
Yeah. it's true.
we're gonna have lots of. Oh my gosh, we have 4 streams this week. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
we're
Yeah.
bopping this week.
Wow.
Do we?
So
What's the
tomorrow-
fourth one?
Tomorrow you're gonna take a little break. You're gonna rest up. You're gonna go watch some Paper Dungeon things on YouTube. Maybe listen to the podcast. Wednesday you're gonna come back and you're gonna watch the season finale. Thursday you're gonna look at our table scraps and enjoy whatever we're talking about then. Then on Friday we have a special night. Yes, Aaron, we talked about this. Don't look at me like that. Yes, we did. It was on the schedule. But we have a special episode of the Filing Cabinet where we're going to be talking about Between the Rows, Season 2, 1871. Whatever you want to call it, answering all of your guys' questions, answering our questions. We get to ask Aaron things. Aaron gets to tell us his brain. We get to reveal all of our secrets. It's going to be great. And so, Grant, don't laugh at me.
I'm laughing at Aaron because he looks so concerned.
I think he's mostly just trying to show off his lit teeth on the side. He's like,
Look at that.
It's so
Look at that.
gnarly.
Look at
Shout out to
Scott.
Aaron's sister.
It's all right. I've got
I'm a-
talented relatives.
That's right. So definitely come check out the Filing Cabinet. Also in our Discord or on Twitter or on where else do we have
TikTok
things?
and Instagram.
YouTube, TikTok. Send us questions. We'll be checking all of those. Send us random questions throughout the day.
If you're really interested, you can email at us at contactthepaperdungeon@gmail.com. That's on our website.
I don't
Or
checked that
use the
email in
hashtag.
there.
I check it. Or use the
Nice.
hashtag. I do actually.
That's awesome.
Or use the hashtag ask
TPD.
TPD.
That's
Ask
the one.
TPD on socials if you have
Okay.
a question for us.
We've spent way too much time just telling people to ask.
What
us
are we
things.
doing today?
Today? We're gonna be playing the Roll
Isn't
the
this
clip, bro.
isn't I'm pretty sure this is the Filing Cabinet one, right?
Oh no.
Welcome to Nicomuras, a world full of sprawling cities and dark secrets. In the wake of the trial, a divine act of righteous judgment, the world has been launched into an era of rebirth. But there are those who still lust for darkness and ruin. Follow us across the continent of Talira, from the deserts of Elon Ryan to the fields of Rivaluna. Deep in the Bloomrose Ocean and high above the Alisar Mountains, our story will see our adventurers through glory, fear, and fortune as they make their way through the Paper Dungeon.
God.
All right, and we are back, and I am already regretting my costume choice. But
I'm
so, in our previous episodes, our group has kind of been thrashed the last couple of episodes as they have been making their way around Lasania. It started with them deciding to take up this kind of side quest given to them by their new friend Tikaram to go searching after this ancient lost treasure called the Dead King's Hoard. You guys decided to do it so that you would actually have money to fund basically your coup.
hostile takeover of the government.
Yeah, basically your coup of the current, for lack of better terms, pirate government in Lasania. We'll go with that just because I don't want to explain it. So you guys decided to make your way up to Crisano, the island north of Abico. You decided to take the long way to be able to stop by the Lodiak Trench, which is where you guys know that most of the supplies for the undead army that you guys have been chasing and fighting have been coming from. By stopping at the Lodiak Trench, you ended up awakening a lizard-like, kind of salamander-esque giant lizard that swam through the water out of the trench, tore holes open into the Vanzora. I memorized it. Tore holes into the Vanzora, and long story short, after quite a long fight, it resulted with the death of Havel as he was lost to the ocean. You guys decided to make your way back to Cristano, or not Cristano, excuse me, not to Croissant, but back to Abico, specifically to the island of Wiku, or Wikau. That's what it is, Wikau.
Ooh,
Wiku. Wiki. Back to the island of Wikau or the city of Wikau on the island of Abico to do some repairs, and that would also allow for you guys, while those repairs are being done, allows for you guys to take the day to travel north across the island of Abiko. I just hit my mic.
We noticed.
Sorry.
You're good.
But it's my first day with the mic right here. I'm sorry. I'm bad at this. But that allowed you guys to travel across the island of Abiko, eventually heading towards the small town of Barkambi, in order for you guys to take the one-day sailing trip to Moonbane, the main city on Corsano. That was the plan, at least. As you guys traveled across Abiko, you began to see several of the scenes that Kathyr had visions of the night before, scenes that resulted with some negative effects. And so you tried to press forward, knowing that you guys would make your way through it, and unfortunately ended up coming to the end of an arc phase blade, or finding yourself at the end of an arc phase blade, as she had been hunting down Melora for quite some time. You guys believe that this is the arc phase that might have brought about Prasius and kind of started that type of things, and has been going about with different stuff. And so it resulted with Melora being killed and taken, which then, with a cruel twist of fate, allowed for Riniya and Kathyr to be bound together in the way that Melora and Kathyr were, and has caused some tension. You guys basically very briefly talked, and just decided, you know what, can't do anything about it, gotta move on. And at the end of the episode, found yourself in Barkambi. You made your way over to the Iron Pot Inn. As you guys came into it, there's a sign hanging from the top of the door that just has a depiction of a big old like cauldron with a huge dent inside of it. You guys made your way inside, procured some rooms, and are currently at a table, all by yourselves. Poyo is Takaram has cast like dancing lights, and Poyo is just on the table like clapping at them and like trying to catch them, as he kind of tries to subtly cheer everybody up, but you're all kind of sitting there not really saying anything. What would you guys like to do?
It's probably pretty late at this point, right?
It's not terribly late. It's probably 8:30, getting to be 9 o'clock. So
Okay.
later, about time to be getting ready for bed, but not quite. It's not midnight or anything like that.
Edward says, if we're planning on trying to catch a ship and maybe go towards the Hoard tomorrow, then we should probably eat something.
That would be a good idea.
I don't really feel like eating. What do they have?
I will go find out. Takaram stands up. Poyo stays playing with the lights. As Takaram goes over, he talks to the barkeep, a halfling man, about a bit thinner, kind of a scrawny halfling, who is basically busting tables and waiting tables. It seems like his parents are the ones that actually run the establishment, or at least are cooking most of the food. Takaram goes over, talks to him, ends up handing him a couple silver pieces, and then eventually comes back with like 5 bowls resting on his arms. Sets them all down. We get potato soup, as he pushes a bowl to each of you guys.
Ugh.
That was impressive. You're balancing the bowls.
Oh, well,
Potatoes.
you know what a potato is, right?
Has Tarak ever eaten a potato?
You've had potatoes over the course of the last 7 months or so that you guys have been together. You've had some potatoes.
They're the apples of the earth.
I was just about to. I'm not even kidding you. I was just about to say that.
Really?
Yeah, like actually.
Wouldn't apples, since they're also of the earth, be the apples of the earth?
No. Have you ever dug into the ground and found an apple?
I mean,
I've never dug
Apples.
into the ground.
Apples are the apples of the trees.
Apples are apples, and then potatoes are the apples of the earth.
Potatoes?
No.
I like
I
them.
feel like this is comparing like apples to oranges here. You know, like they're just
It's
completely
not. It's apples and potatoes.
Okay, all right. We haven't
know,
even brought oranges into the conversation yet. All right, let's
potatoes
keep
are like
focused.
the boring version of apples, I guess. They have a similar consistency. They have like that
Boring
weird
version
skin.
of apple. You can do so
But-
much more with potatoes than you can
I-
with apples.
I would agree with Tarak in this case. You have Yukon potatoes, you got purple potatoes, you got golden potatoes, you got. I'm
But
from
it's a
Idaho, I should know
potato.
more of these.
Mash them, fry them, stick them in a stew. You can do anything you want with them. You can
I mean,
basically
you're not-
survive solely off of the nutrients from a
Have you not
potato
seen
and a
The
single bit
Martian?
of butter.
Have you not seen The Martian? That's how he lives.
Yeah, Edward. Have you not seen The
Yeah,
Martian?
Edward.
Yeah,
You're,
clearly.
you're nothing but a piece of corn.
God, Edward, even I've seen The Martian.
I literally,
Figure your starches out.
I don't really like potatoes. Is that too much of a? Is that a problem? I mean, it's fine in a soup. I guess I like it like kind of fried up, or maybe like, I don't know.
So what you're saying
A
is,
soup though, it's kind
in
of
the
like,
multiple
it's like
different
hot
forms
water
of potatoes,
with
they tend
potatoes
to be
in it.
good.
Just eat
Po-
your soup.
Poyo goes over above your soup, and just kind of like puts his paws together and just like rubs them over, and little like flakes of like ash
Ew.
fall into your soup.
No, I can't eat this. Has weird paw
Here, you can have mine. I swapped mine out with his.
Thanks. Kathyr, how do you feel about potatoes?
Poyo goes over and does it to Karam. Thanks, buddy.
Potatoes are fine. We
Nice.
don't-
For some
we don't
reason-
have lots of potatoes back home though, but they're fine.
For some reason, I kind of just assumed that elves were big potato people. Like, not as though they are made of potatoes, but that they like potatoes a lot.
I like the first option better.
Hey, DM,
Yes.
what region of the world are potatoes typically found in Nicomuris? Does Edward
So-
know this?
In
Oh my
Nicomuris,
goodness.
potatoes are what we would
Oh,
call a common
no.
crop, where they are grown just about everywhere. There are some places that are more rich with potatoes. A lot of the blind nations have potatoes, a lot more potatoes.
can't
Elves,
believe you've
wait,
done
wait,
this.
hold on. Why do the blind nations have lots of potatoes if potatoes have eyes?
Well, because they don't have any of their own.
that's right. Exactly.
Got him. The
Boom.
potatoes took them all.
Elves have, so high elves specifically are very. I didn't even do anything.
Lydia
No, I think she's just protesting to this conversation about potatoes. I don't think you did anything wrong here.
Lydia. I want to explain. Whenever DJ makes a sound, Lydia's going to type no in chat, and she just did that for no reason.
I'm so upset. I trusted you.
Abusing your power.
Anyway, fine. I won't give you the lore on the potatoes of my
Edward
world.
says.
Fine.
Edward says, "Well, you know, I guess it makes sense that you wouldn't eat much potatoes. Like potatoes are known as a common crop, and so like they can be grown in most places, but some places like don't really eat it as much. So
It's hard
I
to grow
guess you're
potatoes
just-
in the desert. They don't do well with sand.
Do
Right,
the
yeah.
little things Poyo put in the soup like taste good?
Tell me he's just a transportable pepper grinder.
That's my soup.
Odd or even. This is just to see if you like it.
Odd.
Yeah. It's kind of like you can think of them almost like chili flakes or like red pepper flakes. They just add a little bit of spice.
Edward, you're missing out.
what do you mean?
Here, try one bite. Just try one bite.
You're
okay,
asking
buddy?
me to eat something that came off of an animal's paw.
Have you heard of meat?
Yeah, but that's it. That's
Poyo's magic,
You want it
remember?
inside? You want the things that are inside the animal, not the thing that just came off the animal?
I'm uncomfortable with this
Yes.
conversation. Poyo's magic, remember?
Just try one bite, buddy.
Fine,
one bite,
I'll try
and then you
one
can have some dessert, okay?
Peer pressure.
Try it, try it, try it, try it, try it.
Take care of him. Takes a little spoonful, and
Ew.
here comes the airplane. Okay.
No, no, no,
All right.
no, no,
You're
no.
gonna Here comes the little rock. All right.
I don't want it. He's like,
And
he's like kicking and like moving his head.
he shoves the spoon into your mouth. Odd or even.
Why is it spicy? Why is it spicy?
Why is it spicy? Odd or even, Edward.
Let's go with odd.
Great. You like it.
Actually, it's kind of nice.
Poyer,
Nice.
Poyer
little
like
bit.
jumps over to your side and just.
Oh, okay, that's enough. That's enough. I don't eat a lot of spicy food. Fine. I guess
Back.
this is all insanity. So what's some panda flakes, huh? And he starts mixing it into his soup.
Panda flakes.
And then he eats it. And he's
We eat our soup.
We eat
Congratulations,
soup.
guys. We made it to the part of the show where we just say that we eat our food.
honestly,
Finally.
that
I'm
needs to
so
be on
proud of
bingo.
us.
That took us like 15 minutes.
Listen, we're bad at starting things. We just have to do something.
But
and then
man, do we have
then
a
we're go-
solid
then we're
follow through.
Yeah, exactly. So we've gotten the episode started. What's next for us, DM?
Go to bed.
We go to sleep.
Great.
Yeah,
Good game,
Riniya-
everybody. You have a good
Riniya
night.
goes to her room.
Okay.
Wait, Edward. Edward goes up to Riniya, and he's just kind of looking down, and he just says, "Do you think it'd be all right if I played some music while you did your ritual in the morning?
Yeah.
I don't think I want to be alone too long."
I'll come get you in the morning.
Perfect.
Okay.
And then he just kind of shuffles away.
I
with his
will.
Soup.
Soup.
I will sleep outside
Okay.
as usual in the
Oh,
arms
perfect.
of Ari, the bat. That I
Ari
have.
the bat. Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
The Bat Cave.
Kathyr is gonna stay up for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
He's just kind of sit on his bed with it, like with his sword on his lap, and like kind of just holding his mask, just looking at his reflection for I don't know, a long time, too long, before eventually going to bed.
As you sit there, sword on your knees, mask in your hand, you're just kind of staring at the reflection that the mask has, as it's this polished silver mask. You look at the ornate details with the elvish face that kind of deteriorates into the skull with the flowers that kind of crown it. And as you kind of get lost in the reflection, kind of staring at yourself, you have that sensation where like you stare at something too long and your eyes kind of blur and you're not really actually even focusing on it because you're just staring so hard at it. And you kind of come back to, and your reflection has changed just a little bit. There is half of your face and half of Riniya's face.
Yes.
Both of you sitting there as not as one, like one united being, but both of you like being
In the mask.
there.
Yeah, in the reflection.
Yeah. And it goes away. You kind of blink your eyes, and it's back to your regular reflection.
I stand up.
Okay.
I exit my door.
Okay. Very important question. What do you take with you?
I mean, I assume I'm still in my full attire, so I'll just
Alright.
like sheath my sword again.
Okay.
Don't give me that face, Lydia.
Not giving any face. I don't know what you're talking about.
So you leave your room.
I'm just gonna I just walk over and I knock on Riniya's door.
Riniya, what are you up to right now?
She's chilling.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Can I talk to you for a minute or two?
Yeah.
Okay.
She kind of steps back so you can come in.
Yeah. Is there like a stool or chair in there?
No.
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 Okay.
So you guys have stayed in the creme de la creme of places. This is not that. Oh my gosh, what just happened?
I just punched a lamp. It's okay.
Okay, it wasn't that bad.
Classic. Lydia.
But compared to the Sunrise Suites and the 12 Platinum Cranes, some of the nicer establishments that you guys have stayed in, this is not great. It's kind of a hole-in-the-wall type place. Downstairs, there are rowdy people drinking and drinking heavily. You guys don't have a lot of quiet here. There's always kind of the roar of the crowd down beneath you. And this place can house 16 people in what should probably be a space for 8. And so the rooms are very, very small. Just about big enough to have a bed and a little like stool for you to put your stuff on. Or like not a stool, but like a bench to put your stuff on. And that's basically it.
Mm-hmm.
You can sit on the bed. I've been sitting on the floor, so.
Okay. Yeah, I just go over and stand at the end. I just kind of look at the ground.
It's pretty dirty down there.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty dirty everywhere. How are you feeling?
I mean, not great.
Right.
How about you?
Real crappy. Probably like not great. Really bad. Really bad.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do. I don't know. After all that has happened, after everything that has gone on, and it's over. It's gone. It's done. In the worst way it could have happened. And I'm going to be honest, Renee, it scares me. Not many things do.
What about it scares you?
I don't like when I feel like I failed. When I feel like that I wasn't capable, wasn't strong enough, I wasn't able to do anything. That arc fae took me down in one hit.
It's an arc fae.
Yeah, it is. But I was also supposed to protect her. And now you're stuck to me, and we have to try and navigate that. We have to navigate this whole mess all over again in the worst possible environment as I gesture around and the worst circumstances.
It's not the worst.
I don't know.
It's not the best.
Having to deal with being connected to someone while you're in a pirate kingdom that you're trying to take down that's created an undead army. But I suppose being in the Fae and trying to kill a witch isn't exactly the best environment either. But
Yeah, we don't really find the best places.
and I don't know. It makes me wonder if I'll be able to do anything good.
You don't think you've done good?
I don't know. I've done a lot of bad. And
Think
I've
we
been
all
there
have.
to watch a lot of my friends do remarkable things, but then I failed to do the one thing I said I was going to do.
Kathyr, I know you and Melora had a very special connection. But that responsibility wasn't just yours. We all were supposed to protect her. We all weren't strong enough. It's not just you. I say that so you know you're not supposed to carry that all.
I'll try.
I mean, what's the point of us being here if you don't let us help take care of each other?
Right. Thank you for your help.
I didn't really do anything.
You're a friend. That's all I needed to do. I stand up.
Maybe now's not.
What?
Well, you dreamed about it.
I did.
Was that why the thief was there?
Maybe. I think before on the boat, I think it was a bit of a reminder that we were on mission. That, well, it was important to mourn Havel. We also, the longer we're here, the worse it gets over in Athala. And the worse it gets for our friends over there. And as much as it hurts, the reality is still the same. I can't just sit here and loathe. That's just the fact of it. I have to keep going. But I am glad that I have you and Tarak and Edward.
So do your dreams just tell you what's going to happen?
So far they have. So far.
Have you had any others aside from that one?
Not recently, aside from those.
Have they all played out?
Some of them.
Like what?
Well, when I first left home, I saw Melora, and that played out. What just happened played out. What I saw with you, well, that was a little less, straightforward.
With me?
With you.
What did you see with me?
I saw a scattering of events in several different places. Most seem to still be in the future. Nothing that's recent that happened that reminded me of them.
Well, what was it?
Some of you in different villages or towns or cities, healing people in churches, help bringing hope in life. Others where those same cities were being burnt to the ground by an army of demons led by you. That just kind of continued until the end of it, until the end. The end of your life or the end of the world. Hard to tell. But I didn't see the group in any of these. But you. Just you.
So that's what you meant before.
Yeah. We'll figure something out about this. I don't think either of us really have the desire to be bonded. But I don't know if it's something we can solve very quickly right now. Unless I take my blade and kind of hold it out. Unless you wanted to.
Wanted to what?
The only way to break the bond is through death.
Kathyr, put it away.
Take it. Sheath the blade. Alright. Well. Probably should get to bed. It's late.
Right.
Have a big day tomorrow.
Right.
As they say.
One more thing.
Yes.
Have they ever been wrong?
Not yet. But maybe. I suppose, given the fact that I was shown two different possibilities, then clearly there's a chance that it could be.
There are only two?
That I saw. But who knows? Maybe more will develop. in time. But I just don't know enough right now. We'll figure something out, alright? I give a bit of a bow before coming over and giving a small hug. And I'll turn and go to bed.
Very nice. Riniya, are you gonna do anything after that?
Riniya does stay up.
I figured you would. What did you do?
She kind of watches like Kathyr make his way back to his room. Lets out a huff. Closes the door. Turns around. Pulls out her holy symbol. Puts it back down. Sits on the bed.
You haven't seen him in a while.
Right.
You kind of look over to the side, and seemingly out of nowhere, Gratz is sitting next to you in his human form.
You know where he's at?
I do.
You gonna tell me?
I don't know if it's my place in the divine order to inform you of the affairs of the gods. If they wanted you to know, you would know, wouldn't you? Although you seem fed up with the ordinance of the gods.
Little bit.
Do you want to talk about it?
I don't know, It's already decided? Like everything's already figured out? Does it even matter? Does it even matter what we do? He saw what was going to happen to Melora. And then it happened. And then he saw Kiyomura, and when I tried to tell Kiyomura, he didn't listen. Are these things just set?
If you're going to play their game, you have to play by their rules.
I don't want to play games.
Life is just a game.
It's not a fun one, and I don't seem to be winning.
You are the ultimate winner. You get to rule the world.
Or destroy it.
I think that is your choice. Supposedly, after you, there are no gods. Or whatever gods there are there. He kind of just presses into the disgusting sheets under your thumb.
Ew.
They are rather filthy.
Yeah. I'm guessing you know, but no more palace sweeping me away.
What's that?
I figure it's this power she talked about. She takes out Ruat.
Interesting.
It's just a rod. It does something sometimes. Hurts.
He picks it up, kind of examines it. Ruat. Yes. Just a rod. It does things.
It's like other pieces. Put them together. Big power.
Is that what happens?
I think so. I don't know. I'm not the best listener.
And how does this make you feel, knowing that you have this?
I mean, if it's my fate, isn't it? Nothing I can do.
Riniya, your destiny is to control your destiny. I have been around for many millennia. And of all of the people, the gods, the fae, the demons, of them all, none have been as powerful or as special as you. I mean, why do you think I'm like this? Gratz stands up, kind of almost getting frustrated for a second. Like, why do you think I would be like this? I get what I want. That is my divine ordinance. I get what I want, but I can't have you. And that is taunting and different. It's special and beautiful.
You know, if it wasn't for the whole halak thing, I think you'd actually find me rather stupid and very annoying.
Well, no. To retort your statement, no. You are young. But you're not stupid, nor are you annoying. You're funny and entertaining. He kind of goes over and gets on his knees in front of you. Since you're sitting on the bed, he's just kind of on his knees on the floor, kind of looking up at you. Pulls out like a finger, just with a ring on it.
Just a hand. Like...
Ew.
He hesitantly kind of reaches out and grabs your hands, resting in your lap with one of his. You don't have to be what they tell you you are. And I'm going to make sure of it.
How?
Leave that to me. and he leans forward and he switches his hand so it's kind of lifting up yours and leans forward and just kisses your hand before standing up. Well, I have much business to attend to now. And
I don't know what that means.
he just snaps his fingers, and the very familiar kind of abyssal portal kind of glows beneath him as he just kind of like sinks and then winks just before his head disappears, and it closes.
She says in abyssal, I know you're still listening.
Okay.
Shh, the effect.
By the way, just for the record, Drew hates all of that just happened. Mostly
me
the
both,
whole
buddy.
I have business to attend to now. I don't like
Just shows up in
Alright.
Kathyr's room.
like literally like yeah like now Kathyr has to
Hey,
deal with both an
Kathyr.
Archfey and a Demon Lord.
What did you expect?
Okay, we were already gonna fight the Demon Lord. There, nothing has changed.
Okay, but see
Correction,
now, but no,
Tarak was gonna fight the Demon Lord.
Yeah, Tarak counts as we.
He's too
I mean,
powerful
fair.
to be contained in one body. So,
She sits
Anyways.
there for a little bit longer.
Mhm.
She looks over her holy symbol a bit longer. Then kind of just like groans and just flops back and goes to bed.
is there anything else that anybody would like to do before you all
Kill
find
God.
rest? Aside from that, we'll talk later. Aaron.
Fine, I guess. No, I'll
I'm
just
getting
go
to that.
sleep.
Okay.
One step at a time.
In the morning, I will go wake Edward.
Okay, perfect. You all do find rest. As for those of you who are in the actual the iron pot, the beds are like they're kind of uneven. Like the down filling that has been in there has been packed down in a couple different spots. So it's like there's kind of dents and weaves and bumps in it. And so trying to find a comfortable position to rest combined with the events of the last 3 days of your guys' lives, rest does not come easy, and it is very light in and of itself. You guys toss and turn and wake up what seems like every 2 minutes before eventually you all wake up and see light coming through. Specifically you, Riniya, first. You wake up first as you normally do, to light kind of shining through the... It's funny, the windows of this place are on the sides of the building where there's 2 other buildings on the other sides of it, so it's just a window to the wall of the next building.
From the
Prime
window
apartment space.
Yeah,
to the
exactly.
wall.
No,
Through
Lydia.
the door.
But you do awake. What would you like to do?
Over to Edward's room.
You just hear a creak of a bed, some shuffling, and he gets his loot. And I don't know what the sound effect for that would be. Maybe like, yeah. And he doesn't do that. He just grabs his loot, and he opens the door.
Morning.
Morning.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really sure if we would want tea from here, just with
Yeah, I'm fine. We don't need
cleanliness of the
tea.
place.
Oh my god,
alright.
character development. Someone clip that.
Okay.
Let's just go.
Okay. And she'll head in to her room, hold the door for Edward.
Mm-hmm. He goes in. He literally just takes a seat, just like sits there, kind of looks at the floor. Just kind of plucks his loot. Doesn't really say anything. It's kind of just what he does.
Twank.
Twang. Twang.
Clink, clink.
Riniya, like, sets up everything and sits there and, like, she has her eyes closed and she's sitting like how she normally sits with it. But she's not doing her ritual. She's just.
Edward, roll a perception check.
I should really memorize what my perception is. Like, this probably
You
happens
have, like,
every
20
episode, and I always
you
have
have-
to check.
You have like 20 skills. It's okay. You don't have to have them each memorized.
8.
Okay. It seems, you're not really paying attention. You're just kind of plucking and playing. After a little while, you look up at Riniya and you're like, huh, it must have been about an hour because she's not glowing right now. So there we go. Time's up.
Okay. Edward just kind of stops. And he says, "That went by quick."
What?
And he says, "Hasn't it been an hour already? You're done."
It's been like 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
I must have spaced out. The last time you were kind of like glowing.
Right. Off day.
Just like lack of focus kind of thing. Like, I get it.
I'll focus on other things.
Like Melora.
That's one of them.
Havel.
That's another.
The whole Kathyr thing. You're bound to him now. That's kind of sucky.
I mean, that is another thing going on, yeah.
And Grotz.
No, that's another
Is there anything with Tarak?
I'm impeccable.
Tarak's great.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I mean, about as good as you'd expect. Cried for like forever last night. Wrote in my journal. Couldn't really sleep. Same old. Just as of recent. There's not a lot that you can say. It's just how it is for now.
For now.
But we can at least get to the Hoard and maybe help out Athala.
Right. That's right. Are you gonna keep playing?
I can. Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah.
I mean,
I'd-
only if you
I'd
want
like
to.
it.
Okay.
Well, I like it. It's better than getting on a ship. I'm just kind of, I feel like I'm stalling.
I mean,
I don't like sailing. It's kind of the worst thing I've ever done.
you were really good at it. I thought you got really into it when
I
we
mean,
first started.
It was kind of fun, but then we thought like a number of sea monsters,
Yeah,
and that
they
kind of
ruin it
ruined the
a
vibe.
little bit.
Like
Kills
sailing,
the fun.
sailing has some positive aspects, but like the liability is not worth the work. Like high risk, not high reward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can keep playing. I mean, we're going to have to go probably whenever Tarak shows up and is like, we gotta go. Then we're probably gonna have to go. So might as well like enjoy the time while we have it.
Yeah.
And Kathyr, he'll walk in and go like, he'll do this, right? He'll walk in and he'll say, and then he'll say, all right, fellas, I think it's time for us to go to the Hoard, huh? And then we'll be
I've
like,
missed your Kathyr impersonation.
it's pretty
really
good, isn't it? I've actually been
It's a
working
good
on
one.
it. And then you'll say, at least we can maybe hit something real hard and make it glow a bit, huh? Because he does that.
I've never heard him say that.
I'm trying to make a joke, Riniya.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Well, I'm gonna keep playing my lute.
Okay,
You focus, okay?
on
Do what you gotta do. If you're
Okay.
not glowing, do you want me to say something?
No, I don't think I'm gonna glow today.
Right. That's probably good. He starts playing his lute.
Yeah.
So awkward.
You guys keep going as you sit there awkwardly while Riniya doesn't do her ritual, and Grant, you don't really play all that well. Just
I'm
kinda
playing like the same two
plunk away.
chords.
Yeah.
Like,
Just like
I'm transferring
brum,
every few minutes.
Do you want to like change it up a little bit?
Huh?
brum,
You're playing the same
brum.
notes.
Oh, you noticed?
Still doing it, yeah.
I'll throw in some major sevenths. That always makes it sound a
I-
little jazzier.
Okay.
Throws in some major sevenths.
Maybe you
In
could,
the minor key now.
you could play that one song your mom taught you.
Grant is afraid. Grant hasn't played that song.
No. Grant doesn't have to play it. Edward can play it.
Yeah, no. You guys
Everett
keep
starts
going.
Edward,
Yeah.
How does it even go? Edward
don't
starts
know.
playing and he's like, "Nana sunrise
from the vine.
No, different song. And he sings the sunrise song that's way back in the first half of the campaign.
Ooh. I mean, we're not even halfway through the campaign, but yeah.
Oh, and yeah, that's really sweet, because that's like his mom's song. Maybe
So,
he'll cry a
Gross.
bit
you
or
guys
Gross,
continue.
loser.
Shut up, Aaron.
You guys
Trying to
continue.
role play.
So you guys continue. Edward starts crying halfway through it.
Edward.
Has to stop her ritual for
Stop.
again to just cheer him up. While that's going on, Tarak,
Yeah.
as you're curled up in your bat, just where are you specifically? Are you like
I'm on
in
the
an alley? Are you in an alleyway? Are you outside town? Where are you?
I'm on the roof.
You're on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're laying there, and then something comes up, and you just feel like a little like on your cheek, with your hood over your face.
Creature of the nine hells, I swear if you have climbed this roof and found yourself. Why do you sound like Popcat?
He like presses it on your cheek.
I search my memory. Are these type of pandas that are also happen to be made out of fire similar to squirrels, as to which no matter the fall distance they won't get hurt?
Sure.
Bummer.
So what do you do?
I just eat them off the roof.
you, you like peek your hood open and he just goes, and then you just knock him off the roof.
Perfect spiral.
Ah, no, Poyo. Oh, okay. Poyo reappears. At which point,
I
Takara
look off
like
the roof.
crawl. Takara just like looks up. Sorry, I sent him up there. I kind of wanted to talk to you.
I do not approve of your association with this creature of hell.
I mean, you literally have like an orcish warbat behind you, so like.
Thank you very much. It is a celestial.
Mine's a fae, so it's not like.
Thank you very much. Our encounters with
Technically,
fae
no,
have never
actually-
been great.
Specifically, actually, he's not even fae. He's actually an elemental, so.
Of course. The
It's just-
roiling chaos that surrounds the plains, of
That
course
is
it would come
literally
from there.
the best way to describe the Scarlet Wastes.
Have you ever been?
I actually have, yes.
Oh. Well, shoot, that kind of pokes a hole in my whole argument, huh?
I was wondering if I could, like, buy you some food, whatever you want. It doesn't have to be potatoes. It could be, whatever, meat, or do you like fish? No, orcs don't like
No,
fish. Fish is
no.
bad. Fish is very bad. Anything
Fish
from the
is
ocean.
terrible.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you eat things that don't have souls.
Well, with a little bit of practice, you kind of get past it. It really you just learn. to
I
not
just
think about it.
realized I've been yelling at you from the top of this roof. For
Yeah, I
like
don't know
the
what you're talking about.
The entire time.
You want to come down, or
do you want to come
do you
up,
want me
or
to come
should
up? I'll come to you. I'll come to you.
I love it.
I'm already like getting off the. I'm like, well, I mean, I could come down.
Oh, I mean, if it's not a big deal to you, like.
I mean, technically, I could just fly down, unless you want me to fly you up.
I'll not get on the bat, please. That'd be great.
I mean, you don't have to get on the bat. The bat can just pick you up. You're very small.
I mean, I'm like 6'4", and like, okay.
Puny.
I suppose.
Some would even say minuscule.
I'm gonna go grab some food. I'll meet you up there in like 5 minutes. And Takaram disappears inside.
Just nothing. Okay. Yeah. Great.
As you're like looking over, Takaram disappears inside, and then you like look over, and Poyo's just sitting next to you with a paw on your side.
Trial of the 9, I will end you.
After a few minutes, Takaram like crawls up onto the roof.
Yep. Oh, watch out! That brick's a little loose.
Oh, grabs the wood
It's
next
a
to
little
it. All right,
chaucy.
Okay, it is chaucy.
Yeah, very
Climbs up.
chaucy.
They had, I don't know what it is. Honestly, it's just I don't know what specific meat, but here you go.
Meat.
It's kind of like a meatloaf type thing.
We had
I'm talking about meatloaf.
Meatloaf, yeah. Anyway.
Phineas and Ferb.
I hate us. Yeah, I already ate it. This better not be fish.
I honestly don't know what's in it. It's a loaf of meat.
Yeah, meatloaf. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, what's poppin'?
Well,
what's good?
I will be honest.
That's good.
I want to be sensitive to the group and the situation that we're in, but
yeah.
I'm just a little bit nervous because we're going to go face whatever is left of a lich, basically.
Yep.
And the team seems to be a little bit in shambles, if I'm being honest. So I was just wondering, like, what your take on all of this is. If there's anything I can do to help. You know, like, I care about these people, but I mean, I've only known you guys for like 5 days.
Let me tell you. Well, actually, let me ask you a question. Have we been effective up until this point?
Very, yes.
All right, I'm going to reveal to you a secret. At no point in time, up until this point, have we not been in shambles.
Interesting way to go about life.
We are just really good at hiding it. I'm pretty sure Riniya has lived her entire life being like, no, we're all good here, perfect facade. Kathyr literally comes packaged with a mask. And I think Edward just hasn't experienced enough heartache to know entirely what's going on at all. So he's just kind of always like this.
I see.
And me, I'm just great. I'm doing stellar.
You sure? I mean, you did just have 2 of your friends die.
I'm used to it.
Suppose that's fair.
Although most of the people that I know that died weren't friends. Didn't really have those until like 8 months ago.
Do orcs have friends? Do they? Is like friendship
no,
or camaraderie
we have
a thing?
Well, camaraderie is very different from friendship.
I suppose that's true.
We have
orcs are really kind of like a kind of a respect type thing.
Well, yeah. So the main point of it is you have to. It's all about trust, respect. Because if you're on the front line, you don't want to have to constantly be looking right or left. You want to just trust that whoever's to your right or left is dealing with the thing in front of them fine. So like, camaraderie, yes, we have things like they're like shield brethren and things like that, and very rarely like marriage.
Marriage.
Yeah, are very rare.
Orcs get married? I mean, that's what marriage would mean.
Well, it's one of those things where marriage for everyone else, it's like the word that would be used to describe what happens to the orcs, but it is very different from how marriage
like-
would work.
It's the loose translation. It's kind of like that's
Yeah.
the best word that fits.
It's like you look at a word and it might translate to cow. So like you would call it a cow, but in reality it's like a demon from hell. And so like
Isn't
suddenly
that the orcish cows? Don't they have
suddenly
cows?
then
What was the thing?
like this demon is presented as like cow imagery, and then the whole thing gets diluted and strange and difficult. But yeah, it's marriage in your tongue.
I see.
Terrifying.
I mean, one orc in and of itself is terrifying. Two orcs.
Oh,
is-
I mean, we've already got the numbers thing down pat. The problem is that two orcs in the event of a marriage are roughly the power of like 1,000 orcs, give or take. Very terrifying.
Have you ever been married?
No, that it would require skill that I don't have.
You know, you're very funny.
It's a shame that is not a proficiency on the battlefield.
It just depends on which battlefield. There are always two.
I think there's probably a lot more than two.
Well, there's always the physical battlefield where you're actually in battle, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
But there's the social battlefield, the mental battlefield, fighting your inner demons.
That's three. It's social and
Okay.
mental are two different ones.
All right.
I
Very
took
good.
a long time to learn how numbers worked for me. All right.
I understand you. But yeah, our friends are very much fighting the mental battlefield right now. And that is what I'm concerned about.
I think it'll be fine.
All
Just
right.
as a guess, I think it'll all turn out all right. Kathyr, Kathyr's Kathyr. He's got like a family at home, so he's got something else. And Edward, Edward, he could use a little bit of struggle. So I think this is all right for him. And Riniya, whew, that girl has just so much to figure out right now. Real big plate, like a platter. Like, whew, some people have like things on their plate, and then Riniya brought the whole buffet. Which I never knew was a thing. Buffets are wonderful.
Yes, they are.
There's
All you
just
can
food
eat.
sitting out.
There's food. As much of it as you can take.
No,
It's amazing.
trust me, there's too much. You can
Oh,
take
yeah.
too much. Yes,
That's
very
true.
much so.
I haven't been to a buffet in quite some time. It's not a very popular way of doing business. You lose a lot of money, I think.
I have been there one time, accidentally. And to be fair, maybe the reason that they stopped me from taking the food was because I didn't entirely realize that you were supposed to pay to enter.
Makes a difference.
So,
Now,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you an extremely personal question that you do not have to answer whatsoever.
I'm pretty used to it.
Does the whole, missing cheek thing... I imagine it has, a benefit and a drawback. Like, you can fit more food in your mouth because your mouth is actually bigger.
You see,
But, is
you
it
would
harder
think
for it to
that.
keep things in?
So you would think that, but in reality, whenever I eat, I have to tilt my head like this, because if I don't, then it all goes out. So I have to use
falls out,
gravity.
yeah.
Yeah. So, real crick in the neck.
10,000 years like that, yep.
Yep.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that you at least have the faith that our friends will be okay.
Faith. Not a huge faith guy.
Well, that's good. You're an orc. You don't have really anything to believe in.
Oh, that's cute.
But I'm glad.
What about you? You a faith guy? You got faith? You know, like Riniya's got her gods, and Kathyr's got his like 3 gods.
Gods are they're complicated, you know.
No,
But I suppose no. Yes, exactly. Yes.
gods are pretty straightforward. In fact, I would say in general, gods are more understandable than people.
They do kind of have the like distinct personality traits and
Yeah,
ways
right.
that
It's
they
like the
act,
thing
you know,
that
it's
they
kinda
do.
Like the law, like yeah, it's like when you know, embody your entire essence towards embodying this one thing.
Mhm.
You do kind of, I guess, get predictable. No, druids and gods don't go well. I guess if anyone, I would.
You're a
Taunt is-
druid?
I am a druid. Yes.
I'm sorry, you've just been so easily knocked down up until this point. I assumed that you did something else.
Combat's not my favorite way of going about things.
Same.
I'm much more interested in. Well, nothing at this point. I just want.
Have you tried cooking or dancing?
I have. No, actually.
Or
Although
any hobbies?
Pollo. I mean, I have a red panda. That's my hobby. That's
not a
like
hobby. That's a
that is
curse.
that is my whole personality trait. It's just this
Wow.
red panda.
That's really sad.
You know how it's like how there's girls that like their whole thing is Disney, and like that's their entire personality.
Ah,
Pollo-
yes, the eldritch
Pollo's
god Disney. Truly a fearsome creature.
Yeah. But no.
No, nothing. You should find something. How tall? You were like 6'4"? You said something like that?
Yes, I'm 6'4".
Hmm.
If you put the top of my head right there at like your jaw, you could tell that I'm probably 6'4" because it's about 8 inches from like your jaw to your head. Anyway,
Now, is your torso longer than your legs or vice versa?
my legs are longer.
You should definitely try out dance.
I like to dance with Pollo.
No. Because Pollo is a terrible height differential.
But I just pick him up and carry him, and
No,
he
that's
like
not dancing.
dances.
That's
Um,
terrible dancing.
We're gonna see if he falls off the roof.
He falls off the roof. That's just no.
We're just gonna check something real quick.
Don't worry, Pollo will be fine.
Not
He
a
canonically
dexterous old
doesn't
man.
take fall damage.
That's pretty low. So he starts like kind of spinning and dancing, and then he like trips over himself and just.
When he is about to like trip, can I do a dramatic partner switch where I basically just bump out Pollo and then like spin
like
him
catch and
back
kick
onto
him?
the roof?
Just send Pollo sailing over the roof.
I just like, ha!
Go ahead and make
One
an acrobatic
swift
check.
elbow.
Oh my god.
Pollo deserves it.
No, he doesn't. He's so cute.
Natural 20.
Are you?
Holy
So,
crap,
oh my
does
god.
he
I'm not
damage?
kidding. I am not
So-
kidding you.
So
Pollo
to
goes
Karam-
to the moon.
to Karam is dancing. He kind of like starts tripping and falling backwards. At which point, you just come in and you're on purpose. You saw this happening. You like watch my feet. You're like, oh, he's about to trip. This is my time. You take one step forward, grab to Karam's open hand, and punch Pollo. So he just goes flying over to Karam. You punch him and then just grab his other hand and then pull him back in and then whip him out into a spin before whipping him back in and dipping him over the edge. You pull him back up. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
I know.
You were so talented.
Let me tell you, I am terrible at pretty much everything, but man, can I cook and dance.
Wow.
Yep,
My heart is beating fast.
yep, that happens.
Wow, I'm old.
How old are you?
I'm
500 something.
like 580. Yeah, I think it's like 580 or something like that.
543.
43.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice. Thank you. Yeah, Riniya shouts up from a window below.
543.
You like you dipped her and she just like saw Takaram's like hair in her window.
543. So, what, like, when you were growing up, what were things like? I'm 13 years old, so got a
Well.
shallow pool to draw from.
Well, when I
What
was
was that
growing
like?
up,
Age
I
of
was-
Wisdom, like
no.
Age of Pandemonium, like at the start of, like, basically you're old as dirt, literally.
No. The world has been around. Let's see. We're in year 4997, and
706.
the trial took place in.
Yes, a trial.
Trial finished. Let's see. What year is
Uh-huh.
that? And he goes into that. He goes into like the whole grandpa thing where they're like, was it 77 or 78 when that happened?
When I was a boy,
Yeah.
back in the year, oh goodness, what time is it now?
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, you can add this to your bingo sheet of DJ flipping through his books.
But I had the right book.
Oh, nice.
Let's see. It was 4152.
4152, huh?
So, okay. So that was like,
Roughly 500 some years ago.
no, it was like 840 years ago. 845 years ago was the
845
event
years
of the
ago.
trial specifically.
The events of the trial
Yeah, that was when the trial actually ended. That's when
and the
Bon and
fields
Charlie
of Rivaluna.
actually, yes, the fields of Revoluna were a major turning point of the trial.
Seriously? Oh man,
Actually,
there was just a
yes.
show I like to watch that has that as their intro.
Sounds like a great show. Wow.
How to self-plug meta?
No, when I was growing up, I grew up among the Oshgrami Druids. A group of
The
druids.
Oshgrami?
Yes, the Oshgrami Druids.
Oh my goodness, I
Um,
pronounced that correctly.
We
Yeah, what did you do?
well, we were what common folk would call wildfire druids.
Okay.
And so our kind of way of looking about things is that sometimes destruction is necessary to bring about new life. There are
Mhm.
many plants and trees and woodland beings that require extreme heat to actually open up their seeds and their pores. And then over the years, as trees die and as plants die, they create lots of debris across the forest floor. And so if you don't take care of that in a periodic manner, it becomes very, very easy for even worse fires to take place. And so our job was to burn down the forest when it was time.
Burn it down for safety, huh?
It's a rough estimate of it, yes.
Neat. The only fire I ever heard was, well, I mean, I obviously wasn't alive for it, but the Crimson Wastes, burned it to the ground. It wasn't always the Crimson Wastes, it was just like prairie land. And man, one big fire. Whew! Something to do with Autumn
Yeah.
Daughter. Yeah, big problem. Were you alive when that happened?
I yes, actually.
Really?
Yes.
God, you're old.
The Scarlet Wastes have only been around for about 300 years, I think. Something like that. No, maybe it was closer to 400, I think. But, no, I was very young when they were burned. Yeah, I don't really know why they were burned, but it struck some curiosity with some of my friends, and it's actually why we went to the Scarlet Wastes in the first
yeah.
place. Because we were.
Can you believe it? I already
Young and
forgot that
dumb.
you said that you went there.
That's just how it is. Anyway, we should probably go wake up everybody and get a move on with our lives.
Yep. I mentally command
I
my
almost
bat
forgot.
to fly him.
Appears on my shoulder.
I mentally command Ari to fly him to the ground.
No, okay.
I'll climb down.
Okay.
I'll just knock on Riniya's window.
Very nice. You're sulking basically when
Riniya.
Oh, that takes me back. And she goes over to
Riniya.
the window. The window.
Well, we should probably go.
Is Edward still in my room? DM?
Mhm.
Oh,
Hey,
what?
Edward.
Yeah, he is. I told you he was going to get us.
What you doing? Just hanging out?
Yeah.
Playing some music. What are you doing? Just on the roof?
Yeah, I punched Polio into the sky. It
You
was
did
pretty
what?
Is he okay?
great. It was part of a dance move. It's probably fine. It's Polio. Polio can't die.
Poyo, as Tarak is crawling down, Poyo. So Tarak's on like the bottom side of the window, and Poyo just like sticks his head on the top side, just like upside down,
Oh yeah.
As an elemental creature of chaos,
crawls into the window.
no mortal blow on this plane could possibly send him back as much as I wish it to be so.
I
I'll
don't
go
think
get
you're right.
Kathyr. And Riniya
Yeah.
will go.
As a reminder, if you hear sobbing, give him a little bit of time to clean himself up.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
Do I hear sobbing?
That might be the
so-
rudest. That might be like the biggest roast I've
That
ever
was
heard
so
Tarak give. Kathyr,
Poor
is there
thing.
sobbing?
No,
No.
there isn't sobbing. In fact, likely as you get over to the door and you're listening, like the door actually opens and Kathyr.
Ah.
Oh, hi. I was just about to make sure everyone was up and ready. I seem to
morning.
have slept in a little bit.
Poyo puts
Good
his
morning.
hand on your chest. Not your chest, Riniya. Kathyr's chest. Like he like leans over and puts his hand.
Hi, Pollo.
Tarak's in the window.
How much is that for?
Edward's in my room.
So,
Poyo got punched, but he's okay.
Seems like it was an eventful morning.
Karim comes up the stairs. Never mind, you're already taking care of it. We should probably go.
Edward
Yes, we
walks
should.
out of Melora's room, and he has
Riniya's?
cast.
close
Yeah.
enough.
Oh gosh! Oh gosh! Listen, I was looking through my spells. Edward walks out of Riniya's room, and he casts. What's the one where he can disguise self?
It's
Guys.
normally the
That's
one
the
that
name
disguise
of the
self.
spell right there. Disguise self. That is
so-
the spell.
Edward casts disguise self, and he just looks like Kathyr, and he walks out of the room and says, "Hop, hop, time to go to the Hoard." He holds up as if he's holding a sword. It's his rapier, but let us go.
I just walked past him.
Kathyr.
Maybe
come on,
not-
Kathyr,
maybe
that's
not
Kathyr
a good
right?
time.
Walks
It's
past.
probably not a good time.
Is it? I thought that was.
Track
you
now
said
walks
it was
up
good.
the stairs.
For me, it's funny for me.
Sorry,
Track
buddy.
stops at the top of the stairs and just says, Kathyr, I'm not sure if you knew this, but don't panic. I'm not sure which one of you I'm speaking to. You may have a doppelganger. They will steal your soul. If you do not, throw a knife at the door frame at your next birthday. This is very important.
Oh, it's been a while since I've been to a Hoard.
Clearly you are the real one. You should slay your doppelganger now.
Right.
And to a what? You've been to a what did you say?
A Hoard. I said it's been a while since I've been
Hoard?
to a Hoard.
Heard?
Yes.
That's not how I say that.
Kathyr, say it for
say
us
it.
so we have
Say it,
reference.
Kathyr.
Goodness, he has
Say it.
truly mastered your voice as well. Your soul is in danger, Kathyr. Quickly!
Right.
Can you say it for us, please?
A herd?
Herd! Yeah, it's a herd. I got it. I
It's
got
a
it.
Hoard.
That's not how I say that.
Say it again.
A herd?
Herd, yeah.
I don't. There's not that much emphasis on the.
You just did it.
Well, yeah, just to show that that's not what I do.
Hop, hop.
Say
Let's
it again
go
one
to
more
a
time.
Hoard.
It sounds. I'm spot on. And she's just fucking.
I go down the stairs.
We're gonna go get a boat!
So,
Edward drops this guy's self.
Oh
and
my
starts
god.
break dancing down the stairs.
It's already taken
so
him,
oh my God, you
Edward.
guys are terrible. I hate all of you. So,
Starts,
you guys,
like, Fortnite dancing down.
for the sake of expediency, you guys go to the docks. You find a guy who's willing to rent you his boat.
It's Dave.
His name is Dave. He rents it
David, but Dave for short, maybe.
He rents it for 2 gold per day. You get on the boat, and you start sailing to Moonbane.
On the Moonbeam again.
Going places that I'll never see again.
It is already an hour and a half into this.
Hey, we had some good conversations.
Sorry, guys. My jokes have been real corny this stream.
I've
He
had an hour.
was planning that.
Oh my goodness.
It's
So-
kind of like, you know, when you have a bunch of gears turning, and it's kind of like something stuck in the cob.
All right, Grant, I've had an earful.
It's like cog.
Aaron,
But-
you can
Grant.
both kick them both out.
No.
I can't DJ right now. They're both really
I
popping
can't
off.
help myself. Yeah, that's it. I was gonna make that one. Boy, like,
Why is it whenever we get on a boat, we have to have 5 minutes of puns?
if I had a string for every
This is
joke
the
that I've
second
made,
time.
I would have like tassels.
That's a real kernel of wisdom there, bud.
I'm really just like, bro, shearing off these jokes. Like, wait, it's called shucking.
Yeah. Oh man. Blew that one.
Yeah, I'm just a husk of a man after
Well, I mean,
messing that
that's-
one up.
That's pretty common of stalkers.
Oh, that's a good one.
Guys, we
Bro,
can keep going as long as
we-
DJ is
we
in
got-
here. This
we
is
got-
as far as I'm concerned.
Listen,
Oh,
I'm
crap,
all
he's
ears.
back.
I want to hear more
I hate you all.
jokes.
All right, that's enough.
Now we have to proceed because DJ is back.
I was
we
muted.
Get on a boat.
You guys get on a boat.
Sail
you
for a day.
Start sailing for about a day. As you guys come to arrive, after this day of travel, you guys come upon the island of Crescano is basically straight north. After about 2 or 3 hours, you can already see it on the horizon as it's beginning to pop up. This is a dense, jungled island with a small beach surrounding it. You guys sail for the rest of the day, and about 5 or 6 o'clock is when you begin to make port in the town of Moonbane. It is a coastal town right on the very edge of the jungle and the beach. Like, you walk from the beach into town and then into the jungle. It's this very integrated, covered town with a very gloomy atmosphere. The people here do not look like they're having a good time. They are very solemn, very stoic. They have kind of this atmosphere to them of living the hard life of basically fending off the jungle from taking over their home. As you look about there, you can see that there are several portions on the outskirts of this town where the vines and plants and overgrowth and trees have actually taken over the buildings and made them uninhabitable as this ever encroaching edge of the jungle kind of begins to take over this hint of life. As you guys make port there, we're actually going to take our break since these guys all need a break and need to relax, chillax, and this is a good spot.
Oh, we're just gonna get all hyped up.
Yeah, time to listen to some bops to get excited for the second half.
We will be back in like 5 or 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. I wouldn't blame you if you did though, but please don't leave.
We're
Please
gonna
stay.
we're gonna plow through this
I
break,
painted my body for this.
and then we're gonna
True.
harvest the souls
All right, Drew, go to
Of
break
the
before we lose them again.
island.
All right, and we are back. We left off with our party just arriving in the gloomy, overrun, overgrown town of Moonbane. You guys, quote unquote, make port. It's more like there's like two docks that are kind of there. They kind of float there. And it's more like, because of the way that your boat is, it's not like a sailboat by any means. It's kind of more like a big canoe or a big rowboat. And so you guys just pull it up onto the beach. You don't even bother tying it to a dock or doing anything like that. Pull it up onto the beach, and Takaram begins leading the way. So, do you guys know anything about Moonbane, Corsano, anything like that?
Great question, DJ. Do we know anything about Moonbane or anything like that?
Anybody that would like to make a history check can.
Dirty 20.
3.
17.
Okay. So, Tarak.
Yeah.
You well-traveled soul. 13 years of age, spent in the most desolate, inhospitable place on the planet. You know all about this random side of the world.
To be fair, my teacher traveled a lot.
That's fair. Okay, all right, I give it to you. You don't know much about Corsano. You know that Corsano itself is just an island, considered a part of Riniya. It's kind of this really thick jungled island that doesn't have a whole lot of inhabitants. The only known town on it is Moonbane. Moonbane is named after a prominent plant that grows on Corsano. It's just a little blue flower that can be used in a number of potions and for a lot of apothecary work. That's the main kind of crop, quote unquote, that comes out of this island, is how they make their money. It is really rough to grow. It's not an easy plant to grow. There are some natural groves throughout the jungle, but the jungle is dangerous and thick and is said to almost have a life of its own.
Oh, great.
Obviously, it's a jungle, but yeah, it almost seems like the jungle has its own like personality. So yeah, that's basically what you know.
Well, I know that they grow a real fancy medicinal plant that would be pretty cool to see what I could do with.
Yes, Moonbane, yes.
Yeah, I know that the forest, I'll be honest, I have always just assumed that every forest has a consciousness. This one just seems to be a bit more aggressive with it.
Well, it's unfortunate, but yes, we will be heading at least towards, from what I understand, the ruins of Tarak. It's some ruined castle near the center of the island, I believe.
So I'm assuming it's through the thick jungle to get to the center of the island?
There should be a path, but I don't know. On some of my scouting missions, I've been able to find it, but on others I have not. So we will see how the jungle fares today.
Well, you're a druid, so you got it.
Thank you. Do you guys have any questions before we leave? The first part of this kind of, riddle to get here.
Ooh,
says,
riddles.
Lie in bane beneath the stone pass, and find the jewel.
Hold on, repeat that one more time.
Lie in bane beneath the stone pass, and find the jewel.
Got it.
Not overly complicated, but I believe there's, so on the way to the ruins, Tarak, was the castle of the dead king, who is a lich named Amarath. He's actually one of the first liches.
What was his name?
Amarath.
Metreon Synthos.
Amarath.
I'm the spelling champion.
I told you the rules, and you guys are doing great.
I'm very proud of you.
Well,
But-
is there any kind of stone pass on the way there?
There is a bridge that goes over what used to be a river, the Ashen River.
And is
River
it a
dried up.
stone bridge?
It is a stone bridge.
Man,
and
we
it
have
We're
a
getting
great-
somewhere.
We have a
The
great
river-
record with stone bridges.
I have an important question.
Yes.
As far as like hostile things, whether it be people or like creatures, on your journeys, how much and how bad? As far as what you can remember. Just
If
so
you
we
pay-
know what to expect.
If you pay attention and don't disturb the jungle too much, it will allow you through. But it also depends on the day. If the path is completely blocked off by the jungle, then we're not going to be getting through it.
So
But
it
if the
kind of
path is
depends
open-
on the jungle's temperament.
You could say that, yeah.
Interesting.
But we should get going.
Agreed. Light is falling.
You guys follow
I think the
Takara.
bloodbane's about to rise.
You guys follow Takara as he leads you through this. It's kind of interesting. Each of these like almost bungalows is kind of how you can think of them. Is like built on stilts to like kind of rest above the forest itself. Not like above the forest, but like above the roots and the undergrowing plants, and try and be as like respectful as possible. But the town itself only goes about maybe 100 yards, about the length of a football field, back into the jungle, and the last probably 20-25 yards of that have basically been overrun by vines and leaves and little flowering plants. There are trees that have begun growing through the boards. There's dirt, very much like the jungle has taken back over this encroachment on its land. As Takaram leads you through, you guys wind between bungalows and bridges and sweeping paths and all these different kind of just odd conglomerations of rapidly expanding. You guys can tell that there was like the original town, and then it like blew up for some reason, and so like a bunch of people came in and just built wherever they could, and so now it's this kind of maze of like wood bridges, like cable bridges and paths, and all of it's all on like wood. It's all raised slightly above the ground, and so there's no like stone paths or dirt paths or anything like that.
Very Ewok.
Yeah, kind of Ewok. Yeah, exactly. He leads you through this maze of bungalows and buildings, and eventually you guys come out on the other side. As you do, you can see Takaram beginning to look around. He snaps and Poyo appears. All right, buddy. You know the path we're looking for. Go find it. Kind of tosses Poyo on the ground, at which point he immediately starts like sniffing and wandering around and kind of disappears into the jungle. And now we wait for Poyo to find it.
So what do you want to do in the meantime? I turned to everyone in the group.
Poyo comes back.
Ah,
Hey, buddy. All right. You guys begin following Poyo as he leads you through the jungle, doing a very decent job of trying to avoid stepping on any vines or roots, very much trying to stay as respectful to the land as possible, before eventually Poyo kind of crawls up onto a kind of a stone path that is covered with vines and little roots, but not completely blocked or reclaimed by any means. This kind of very kind of narrow tunnel into the jungle you can see as it kind of winds forward. All right, so do a very decent job of making sure you don't step on any plants, don't step on the roots. You'll see there are many vines that hang down and trees that encroach. Try not to touch anything. All right?
dexterity is one of our greatest abilities.
What might happen if we do touch something?
If it's just like a brief brush or something like that, it may or may not do anything. but if you step and break a twig, if you were to, knock down a branch, if you were to pull on a vine, I would not be surprised if we never saw you again. So don't do it.
Neat.
Right.
Okay. I'm
Picks up Poyo, and there's kind of like almost like these curtains that are going through that you guys have to avoid. These curtains of vines and moss and all these different things. Karam kind of nods, and then almost like an airbender weaving through like the little things. He just kind of like
spinny things.
starts weaving his way through and disappears into the jungle.
I look
Yes,
at Kathyr.
I can give everybody a little bit of assistance as they go through if they want. I can cast guidance and help you out.
That
Get
would
in
be
there.
fantastic.
It will take
It's a
whatever-
cantrip, so I can do it to everybody.
Any help is welcome.
But granted, I can only do one at a time because it's concentration. But
And I just say,
Kathyr, between you and me. You
It's
know
not-
what?
It's
Just
not great.
no, it's bad.
really not.
I just like to say, it's just nice knowing you. It was a good time.
Yep. You as well.
It's good to hear. I know that we have our differences.
But really, I felt a bond. I felt a connection.
Yeah,
starting to form,
honestly.
really.
Karam pokes his head back like around a corner. Come on, let's go.
okay, come on. Who needs help? I can only
Wanna
do
start
one-
off, Catherine?
One
Sure,
person card.
why not?
Might as well just
Yep.
start with you.
Rip off the
Okay.
band-aid.
And guidance, Kathyr.
Okay.
Okay.
Go get 'em,
okay.
champ.
All right.
D4,
I
and add
do
that
the
to an
athletic
ability
butt
check.
slap.
Yep. Nice.
Catherine,
Nice. Okay.
You,
Firm.
I like that
Okay.
you're rolling dice and haven't told you to do anything.
Well, my bad. Go ahead, dear.
We just assume death, DJ. It's gotta be like a dexterity save or something.
You can choose between acrobatics or stealth.
Or
Oh
stealth.
yes. Well, one of those you have disadvantage on.
That is true. However, I have a plus to that, but well, I'm gonna go acrobatics.
Okay.
Strong.
19.
Got it, Kathyr.
Kathy, you kind of nod and grab your sword, pull it close to you so it's
Yep.
not kind of flopping around behind
Yep.
you, and tighten up the straps in your pack and make your way into the jungle. As you do, you start by kind of weaving around this tree that's encroached, and then underneath a branch and over a root, and just kind of very carefully like the classic breaking into a building scene where there's all the lasers. You're just going through and slowly winding your way between and up and over and around before eventually you kind of come around the corner to a small clearing where Takaram is standing. All right, it's good.
Oh well,
Who's next?
I guess I'm up next.
All right, you got it, Tarak. Up.
Great.
Just left.
Tarak,
Super
look
excited.
At me. Tarak,
Yeah.
look at me. This could be life or death.
I'm
Lightfoot.
very aware.
Think like a feather.
Sting like a goo.
No, just don't do. You can do it.
Just
I cast
don't
guidance.
think,
No,
Edward.
not guidance. I invoke bardic inspiration.
Oh, okay.
Great.
Guidance and bardic inspiration. Look at you. They really don't think you can do this.
Like a dancer.
I mean,
Oh boy, we're gonna need them both.
I
Okay.
knew we would. That's a whole D8, friend. A D8 and a
let's-
D4.
Let's see. All right. Okay. Oh, that's
So the
you know,
D4
that's
is
good.
from
Guidance.
Yep.
me, not Grant
Yep.
D4.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
the 4's D8.
Yep. Okay. Ha. All right. Okay. Okay. Now let's add
And it was
those
like-
single-digit numbers together.
13. I got a natural 1.
11.
That's above 10.
Oh no, Tarak!
What did you roll?
I got a 3 on the D20. I got a 4 on the D4, and I got a 3 on the D8.
Oh, God.
As he's going in, Riniya's kind of scooting Edward behind her.
I'm just
hiding
literally-
Edward. from whatever's
literally
about to happen.
Tarak's like, all right, let's get here. Feathers don't think. How would I think like a feather?
So
So I just kind of walk.
you just start walking. Okay. Tarak's like, I got this. Just starts like walking normally.
Feather.
Immediately the curtain runs past his shoulder. A vine like goes over his other one. Another one.
Oh, just as bad.
And
Feathers don't
Tarak,
think.
What is he saying?
Just a second. Nice. You take. I roll my dice.
I don't like it.
Nice. You take 7 points of piercing damage. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Yay. Ooh, my jar of salsa.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that'll be a 21.
Okay.
Almost, that was almost really bad.
I need another d6. Man, this is so weird having creatures that don't deal like 20 d6. You take 2 points of necrotic damage. As you're going by, you notice on one of these vines, there's it almost looks like a like a crab or a lobster. Kind of has like the kind of sharp legs.
Of course it is.
But
it's a land crustacean.
But it's not a crustacean. It's actually a plant. It's like a plant that kind of has like those kind of legs, where it's this kind of vine that kind of rests up, and then there's like a little pink flower with a tiny little skull in the middle of it. Very similar to the similar to the ones that you guys have faced, but about this big, hanging from a vine. And it just, you guys watch as Tarak goes through, and the flower kind of like turns, and Riniya, you notice the skull, and the jaw just kind of like opens and bites the top of Tarak.
I don't even flinch. I don't even notice it.
Yeah, you keep going.
I just keep going.
As it bites you, you like
feather.
keep going. It like the vine follows, and then it like falls off the vine, and you guys just watch as Tarak goes around this corner. This little like tiny flower type thing kind of like crawls up onto his shoulder. It's gonna bite you again.
If I think like a
Tarak!
There's a flower
Tarak!
on his shoulder.
There's a thing on your shoulder.
There's a
There's a thing on
19
your
hit.
shoulder.
No,
Riniya, it's just a
no,
flower.
I have a
Calm
21
down.
AC.
It has a little skull.
That's
that-
what it is. 21 AC.
When
I
you gave
guess
me
I
the
don't know.
+1 shield.
It has a
I guess I
skull.
don't normally roll lower than a 21. Okay. You guys just watch Kathyr and Takara. As Tarak comes around the corner, you guys just immediately notice this tiny little skull with a flower just like nomming on Tarak's neck.
Oh gosh.
Then, if I
I just walk over.
does
Tarak.
thinking like a what?
Tarak,
Yeah?
you have a little thing on your shoulder.
It's called armor.
No, here. I just
Take care of
I
me,
just,
though.
I just flick it.
As you like flick this, it's, like I said, it's only about like 4 or 5 inches tall. This basically like praying mantis flower type thing just off of Tarak.
Ugh.
You might want to just try not to touch things a little bit more.
I didn't.
Great, my team is being cut in half.
I was thinking like a feather.
All right, who's next?
You or me? She looks
I
at
guess I'll go next.
Okay.
Good.
Pat, you got this. Guidance.
know.
I know.
I stretch, and he just starts
Why are you
tiptoeing.
stretching? You just need to walk. Okay.
And yes, he is very elaborate with his movements because he really doesn't want to make this what is it? I keep wanting to say forest. This jungle angry.
It's jungle.
Do I have to roll?
Yes, you have to roll.
You hadn't said anything, so I was like, Edward, make it.
Well, at this point, I would imagine that you would assume that you
Yeah.
have to roll. You know.
Do I get guidance?
You do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's do Pat, guidance.
Dang. All right, and what do I add to that? Like, I can
A D4.
add. No,
It's
no, no,
agility
I mean, like,
or
agility.
stealth. Well, acrobatics. excuse me.
Acrobatics or stealth.
Agility is a different game.
Ooh, holy crap. That's
4.
28.
Pilates, man.
Dang.
Pilates. Never
How did you
underestimate
get-
calisthenics.
I told you.
That training coming in.
I told you.
Get a 28.
So it's a 19 plus 4 because I rolled a 4, and then plus 5 because it's acrobatics.
Jeez, dude.
I
Dexterous
told you
boy.
Edward stretches.
Edward just picks up a knee, pulls it over,
Does a back
Like,
bend, kicks up.
back bends
Like-
over, kicks back over, like does the splits beneath one of the roots and like kind of ducks under. You, Riniya, notice the vines as he's ducking and avoiding them. They almost like gravitate towards him for just a second as they pass by, almost like he's like magnetic, and they just kind of like almost touch him.
Edward's like humming the whole time, like and he's like,
It's a jazzercise video going on in his mind.
You come around the corner and see the rest of your friends.
I
Oh,
don't
that was
notice
fun.
him doing that at all. My
Riniya.
back is turned.
Okay. You got this, you got this, you got this. Boop! Guidance myself.
just follow what I did, and he gives her bardic inspiration.
Yay!
I should stop using those. I only have 4 of those, but I used the second one. So, go ahead.
I love the using your spell slots and all this before you get to the dungeon. It's great.
Wait.
Wait,
27.
Let's go.
Riniya, you're like, I mean, if Edward can do it, how hard can it be? You know?
Watch Edward, follow steps, bloop, 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 watch out for the vine.
You just remove one back bend.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys all do great. Coming around the corner.
Okay, let's not say all.
Kind of nods. All right.
Only
Okay.
like 7 more of those to go, right?
Something like that. And he disappears into the jungle.
Oh,
For the sake of expediency, we're going to do 2 of these checks. So everyone go ahead and make a acrobatics check for me or a stealth check.
Do we all also get guidance for these?
Yeah, since it's a cantrip, you guys can all bamf guidance onto it.
Okay, yep. Strong on the single digit.
And wait,
numbers
what are
again.
they? What are the rules again?
Acrobatics or stealth.
Okay.
Okay, so we've gotten worse. That's an
Ooh.
11. Nope,
Okay.
that's a 10.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
I got a 12.
Okay, all right. All right.
I got a first roll. We rolled 2, right?
Well, yeah. What's
Yeah,
the
2
first one?
checks.
First one is 16.
16. Okay. And Kathyr, what'd you get?
I failed the first one.
Failed the first one.
But
So
what
you-
number did you get?
So
I failed the first one.
how many?
Don't you have a
got?
negative to
I
dex?
want to know.
Well, yes, I have a negative to dex. Yes.
How many? You guys got a? How many of you got a 16 or lower?
I got 16.
16.
I got lower.
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 You got 10. Catherine, how much did you have? I missed it. I'm apparently not doing good. at paying
0.
attention. So you all
You
failed.
rolled a nat 1?
Yes, I rolled a
except for
natural
Ryan.
one.
Oh, add that to the counter.
Did you do your D4?
It's a natural 1.
But still, at least
But
it
it
won't
might
be 0.
matter.
It might be a 4
A
instead
failure
of
is still a
0.
failure.
It could be a
So-
1.
So you. Karen
Correction,
disappears.
DM. Correction, DM. It's a 1 minus 1 plus 2 to 1.
No, wait, no, that's up to 2.
That would up to 2.
No,
1
'cause-
minus 1 is 0.
Oh
minus
no, that's
0
right. That's
plus
0.
2.
That's right. Yeah, 2. I was thinking
Basic.
negative one.
Quick math.
Is better
Reverse
than
math, you know
1.
how it is.
Yep. So
You
2.
mean subtraction? You guys watch as Takarim disappears in front of you, and you're like, "Cool, great, we got this. All of us did great. Even the one that didn't, he is impervious
great.
to the
Feeling good.
fistlings of the jungle." You guys enter confidently into this next one, and the jungle begins getting a little bit denser and thicker. And let's see, I'm gonna roll a d4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, what order do you guys go in?
I
Edward
mean,
first.
Sure.
I'll allow it. Edward's pretty confident.
I
Edward,
really
Kathyr,
don't want to
Rinia's
Tarak,
last because
Riniya?
guidance.
Yeah.
I just feel like Edward would be like, "I'll show you guys how to do this next
Edward,
one."
Kathyr,
And then
Tarak,
he just like
Riniya,
gets
that's what I'm gonna say.
just
Yeah.
slaughtered.
Edward, Kathyr, Tarak, Riniya. Okay. Riniya.
Oh, shoot.
Boo.
Come on, man.
I rolled a 4. I'm sorry, the dice.
Boo, roll it again.
Hide behind the dice, DM.
That is my job. So, you guys begin making it through. Edward, it's not as clean as it was. You brush by, you kick a tree by accident, but nothing happens to you.
Accident.
Kathyr, you go through. You begin noticing a couple of these little skull bug plant things kind of crawling on you. Knock one off, knock the other one off. Keep going. Tarak, you have like 6 of them on you as you walk through. Kathyr has to like flick them off of you and all these different things. Riniya, you go through and you're walking.
I'm sorry.
And-
This is my fault.
And step over one, under the other, and you're going to go around kind of this curtain of vines, and you're just kind of you're trying to stay on the path as well, which makes it difficult because the path becomes like 6 inches thick as you're like creeping around this thing, and as you move, one of these little kind of death lilies kind of comes down the edge of the vines, and it's like looking you right in the face as it like its kind of long neck kind of spreads out, and then just kind of jumps at you and like bites onto your nose, and you immediately fall back into the jungle. As you do, the whole jungle opens and swallows you.
What? Like the
Every
Jumanji car
time.
scene when the vines like grab the car and swallow it.
Yeah,
Now you're getting
basically.
kidnapped by forests you don't even
The
know.
freaking jungle's kidnapping me.
Why did it have to be Riniya? I mean, it could
got
have
the
been
4.
Tarak.
Why didn't you go last?
Yeah, why am I never attacked or gosh dang?
I rolled a 4.
I
I'm sorry.
I want to be
I
kidnapped
had to
every
be
once in a
last because
while.
guidance. It's okay.
Where did you go?
You can't see it,
Riniya.
but it's a 4.
Riniya.
You do.
I
You
hope-
hear?
hopefully not 120 feet away, because that's gonna get real awkward.
Ouchie.
Riniya.
DM, do we notice this?
You guys hear a whoop.
Turn around.
All right,
I was
I
trying
love
to
that you guys
call
are just
for-
like,
Riniya.
we're fighting the jungle.
You turn
No,
around.
Tarak, don't do anything.
Kathyr, after about
Listen.
20 seconds
No,
just
no.
hanging out.
Yeah,
As your arm
yeah.
begins searing. Riniya, you have a similar experience. You get swallowed by the jungle and kind of get cocooned before like the back where you're laying kind of falls out from under you, and you go sliding along this underground cavern, sliding and falling before landing it's almost like a drainage. You land in this ditch, and immediately your arm starts searing and burning.
ow, 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 ow.
What would you guys like to do?
I say, Kathyr,
Back
protect
to the back.
Edward, and I just jump into the forest.
Oh,
Ah,
get, take care of him. Take care of him. There's a problem.
Karen, like, pops back in.
Riniya got taken. Tarak jumps in.
Oh, okay. Poyo.
I'm gonna just eldritch. No, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to make it mad.
I'm just gonna blow up the forest that just ate me.
I punch a tree.
Tarak's like, take me too.
Aaron, go ahead and roll a nature check for me.
I would like to threaten the planet.
like to threaten.
Can I use survival?
You're gonna roll a nature check, and the goal is to roll badly.
That's hilarious.
Little did you know, DJ, I am an expert. That's a 4.
You punch the tree, and the bark like sees it coming, and the bark actually like splinters, and so it's just the raw wood. You punch the wood, and the bark like digs into your hand, and just kind of like you can't pull your hand back out, and then these vines begin crawling down before they shoot down at you from above and like grab you by your hips and your shoulders and just pull you up into the canopy.
Can you hear
get to you in a
me?
sec.
Ow, ow,
You-
help.
you guys can hear Riniya.
We
Tarak's
can't
gone.
or can.
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 Okay. I begin
Hang
to
in there.
try to make
Uh,
my way carefully towards the sound.
Ow,
Into the
Perfect.
canopy
ow,
is
ow.
away from Riniya, right?
Yes.
That's not what I want. That's the
Uh,
opposite.
Kathyr, Edward, go ahead and make stealth checks.
Stealth checks? Does it have
acrobatics.
to be stealth checks?
That could be
Or
acrobatics.
acrobatics.
Either
It could
way.
be acrobatics. Okay. This isn't
Can
gonna
we?
go fantastic.
Are we
but-
flanking?
Kathyr, please hurry up. This really hurts.
I rolled a 13 on my acrobatics check.
Okay.
I don't have advantage because of Edward, do I?
No, you.
We're flanking
No.
the forest.
Are you sure?
Oh my
I
Are you
am
sure?
sure.
I really want it, DM.
I would like
what
to
did you guys get?
declare the forest as my favorite enemy.
4.
4. Whatever.
Kathyr, please, I'm in pain.
You guys begin running through the jungle. After about 30 feet or so, the Syrian stops.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Kathyr, you take.
It's better.
You and Riniya both take 7 points of
okay.
radiant damage.
That's not so bad.
Ouchie.
That's not so bad.
And then Kathyr and Edward, you guys both take, let's see, what was it? 8 points of necrotic damage. As you guys go sprinting through the jungle, trying to stay on the path, but suddenly you're like getting stung, and vines are like grabbing and like pulling back on you as you rip past them and bruise your arm. Throughout this jungle, kind of lurching out at you and trying to grab you, you tear through and manage to break through and fall onto this stone bridge. You look off to the side and you see Riniya kind of holding her arm and just kind of like,
Is she
in
like
this
next
field-
to us or like below us?
She's beneath you guys. As you guys come across, you guys land at the base of this bridge that overgoes this ditch that is filled with these small blue flowers that Riniya is basically like laying in and like stepping on and munching. But the
Riniya,
the
stop.
ditch itself.
Stop moving.
Right.
Sorry.
Everybody stay still.
Correct.
We made it to the bridge.
Yeah.
You are up in the tree, bound, just hanging in the middle of the canopy.
Can we see him?
Make a perception check.
Ooh, this
Um,
is tea. 21.
Yeah, Riniya, you're like,
Tarak?
Yeah, as Tarak is just like hanging in the. There's no immediate trees around him, but he's just like hanging here.
There's like light shining down and like an angel choir, like. Oh.
Are you
Riniya,
hurt?
you good?
I'm
No,
okay.
I'm fine. You good?
I'm good. Are you good?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Okay.
I'm gonna
yeah.
fight this forest.
Takaram tosses a Poyo, and he kind of explodes in this little shower of sparks, and then this little hummingbird kind of appears out of the puff of smoke
I've got it on the ropes.
up to Tarak, and then just like as hummingbirds do, just it begins pulling away at these vines.
Sucking at my
Eventually-
blood.
No.
Ew.
It
Can
goes
I
in
just-
and it begins.
Can I just
snapping
attempt to
into the-
flex so hard that I just snap the vines?
roll an athletics check?
Oh yes, finally something that I'm slightly
Tarak
better
just
at.
falls and lands on Riniya.
Yeah, I'm
Instant
gonna
kill.
I'm gonna superhero land it.
While this is happening, I'm lowering a rope down to Riniya.
That's a
It's not
dirty
that big
20.
Great. You just snap, but the one around your Poyo, the hummingbird, has like snapped your right ankle, but the one around your left ankle, it's hard to like break that one when there's nothing to pull against.
Yeah.
Because you break these two, and then you just swing
Ah!
and
Yep.
that all over my screen.
This is bad. This is bad.
Nope, hold on.
Just swing and
raining
are just
now.
hanging upside down.
Tarak, stop messing around.
Hold on.
Poyo
Just a
comes
second.
over,
I got it.
Superhero landing.
Roll a dexterity check.
I loved the Foley.
Dang it. Okay, yep, that's a strong 8.
Okay, you go and you like try and twist around, but your lats are tired from straining so hard. You're like, oh, can't quite get around, and then you don't even fall. You like fall onto the ground and then are immediately swallowed again.
Oh,
Dang.
Out of
No,
the
I
same-
got it. I got
out
it.
of the same tunnel. Tarak lands almost on you, just out of the same tunnel.
Nailed it.
hi.
Poyo comes over
Destination solved.
and then just into.
Well
Poyo
done.
again.
Boyo.
Wow,
The
At least
only
we made
negative
it to
here
the
is that
bridge.
Poyo is still around.
Love him.
Well, we
Hate 'em.
didn't die.
Alright.
Right. How
What
far
do you-
below us are they?
20 feet,
20 feet. Okay.
15, like not. And there's the bridge.
Right.
And there's a ditch.
Right.
And there's the sides of the ditch.
Right.
You guys can just walk down to them.
Oh,
You
okay.
don't need a
Perfect.
lower rope.
We walk down to them.
No. Edward says you should come up to the bridge.
You told me not to
Um,
move.
This is the
Right.
pass, right?
I don't wanna risk stepping on more flowers.
I look at the
Those
carrot.
seem important.
Didn't you say that where we need to go is below a path, a stone pathway, like this one?
The riddle specifically says lie in bane beneath the pass.
Can I just
Oh.
take a stab? I'm pretty
can I
sure
look-
that this
is
is
it-
called
Wait.
Wolfbane.
Is this the Moonbane?
Moonbane.
You are Takaram's just like resting with his like arms on the bridge. Yes, that is Moonbane.
Ah, I lie back in it.
We have to lie in the flowers. That's so sweet, right?
Specifically beneath the bridge. Yes.
I
Can we
get
get
up
below
and
the
I.
bridge?
Yeah. just because I'm curious, does Moonbane grow at all in Rivaluna?
No, it does not.
I hope that moon elves are horribly.
Why? You
allergic
just
to it.
thought because it's moon? You thought it was yours because it's moon?
I hope.
You
I
moon
hope
elf?
that it.
You
I
moon?
hope that it like
Feeling moony
causes
moon elf?
immediate death. How funny would that be? If you're like, oh yeah, it's time to relax.
Well, I can't be allergic to it because I'm immune to disease.
So you're the only one.
Seasonal allergies are an eldritch
An
magic.
allergy, a disease.
So- You guys, Takaram comes around and just kind of crawls down, and then makes his way over to kind of the underneath side, and is looking up and around. I think it says something about looking for like a jewel or something.
A
I'm not quite
diamond.
sure.
Right.
All right, Poyo. Poyo grabs his shirt and he just falls back over into the moonbane. All right, come lay down.
I will stand watch. Is it
Edward will
wrong
lay
to
down in
harvest-
the-
Is it wrong to harvest this? Is it just to take a little bit of it?
You guys go and lay down while Tarak, you keep watch. Go ahead and make perception checks. Those who are laying down. And I will actually
stellar. Perception.
That's actually a decent. roll.
What did you guys get?
24.
Dang.
Perception.
How about you, Drew?
I got a 19.
Wow, you guys did a whole lot better than me. I got a 7. So, but Edward, while I stall because the DM's gone, Edward says, I don't see anything. Perhaps it's a different kind of lie.
Wait, I
My
think I see it.
name
I see
is
something. I have to see something.
My
Otherwise,
name
what's the point
is-
of this check?
Ronald. My name is Ronald.
What?
I'm lying. I'm lying under the bridge.
Oh, like
didn't-
like
it didn't seem to
not like
work.
lying.
Maybe we all need
I
to
don't.
lie.
I don't
You
think
try.
that's how.
My name is Stuart.
I don't
Is it
think
working?
that's.
Nothing
how-
happened.
Well,
Kathyr, you try.
You gotta
Maybe we
try
all have
it.
to do
Maybe
it.
it must
Come
be
on,
all of
Kathyr.
us.
I don't think that's.
Kathyr, lie.
My name is Vison.
Ooh,
That sounds like a cool
the
game.
deep cut.
Well, it
Sounds like a
didn't
really
work.
great game. So,
Well, no, not Bison.
What did we get?
Bison.
Oh, with a Z.
Yep. you said the same thing.
Verizon with the rye part.
It's the same
What did
as the. Anyway,
What did you guys get for your perception checks?
24.
Okay.
You have to say it first,
Anybody
Drew.
else?
I
You
got,
got a 19.
And I got a 7.
You guys are laying there. And Riniya, there's lots of things underneath this bridge. You can see there's stones, there's moss, there's vines that are beginning to grow. And you can see in one little portion of the bridge, just kind of off center and kind of down, if the arch is like this, is kind of like down the side a little bit and off to the side. There's kind of this patch of moss and algae that has grown a little thicker, with just this hint of a glint between some of the pieces.
A hint of a
Hold on,
glint, you
hold
say?
on. Wait, you see that there?
No.
Yeah.
It's right there. It's that little
the
patch.
I go over and I move the moss.
It's about 15 feet up.
Oh.
It's on the underside of the bridge. You guys are beneath the bridge in the ditch, and it's on the underside of the bridge.
Kathyr.
Tarak.
Yeah.
You wanna boost me up?
You have no idea how much I have been. Unless you want to boost me.
Well, I think it'd be a little easier for you. You have the really strong arms right now.
That's fair.
I'm a little
fair.
lighter.
Yeah,
Kathyr, how
yeah.
tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
So you guys are a combined 13'2", and then you have your arms.
Yes.
It's nice to know that between the two of you guys, you can just naturally reach 15 feet up.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's called
to know.
teamwork, DJ.
It's good to know. No,
Hey,
it's good to know.
Kathyr chucked me up a wall before. We can cover these heights. Easy peasy.
I will lift Kathyr to the bottom of the bridge so we can
You,
do some cool Ninja Warrior stuff.
You put Kathyr up onto your shoulders. He starts reaching up. As you do, Poyo goes skirtling over and
I
up your
swear.
leg and over your shoulder, up your face, and then up Kathyr. And then they like somehow manages to like get under your shirt.
Just hisses at him.
Yeah, exactly. Before Poyo kind of goes up, you're like reaching up, and Poyo just like crawls up your arm, and then just like sits in your hand. So you're like just lifting Poyo up.
I love him.
I hate you.
Let's see, can he hold it? Nope. he like digs it away, and then it just kind of falls and like hits his head, and then like falls.
I'm
go ahead,
gonna
like,
try to catch it.
Go for it. Yeah. Dexterity.
Oh,
saving
man.
throw.
I'm so good at this thing that you're asking me to do.
+3.
Oh my goodness, a double-digit number. That'll be a 16.
You're like, oh, you go and you catch it, but you have to like take a step over. Kathyr,
I just go into a deep lunge.
you lunge. Kathyr, you were not expecting the sudden shift in the center of your gravity. And
Whoa,
you just
whoa,
fall
careful.
off the backside.
Oh,
Ah!
I throw him into the abyss. Save the shiny thing. Ah!
Tarak, as you catch this, probably maybe 6 inches across each side, little, this kind of like a gunmetal gray pyramid with these golden little corner straps around each of the middle of each side with these jewels embedded in each side of the pyramid. Takara comes over.
Got a triangle.
Technically, it's a pyramid, but yes.
Yeah. 3 dimensions makes everything fancy.
I would suppose that this is supposed to be what we're looking for, right?
I press it
Counts as a
down.
jewel.
what do we do with it?
I just start to fiddle with it. I start pressing buttons.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
It's like a super
Another one
fancy
of my
fidget
natural
toy.
skills. Oh man, gosh, Aaron, roll in the box. Okay, all right. 15.
Okay. You start just kind of fiddling with it as Takaram's like coming over, and you manage to do a pattern real quick. And you guys watch as Takaram, or not Takaram, but Tarak has like this kind of glow from behind him, and then this light like absorbs him, and he's sucked into the triangle, into the pyramid.
Oh
no.
Dang it!
I'm
Does the triangle like just fall to the ground?
It just falls. Yeah.
Oh, he better not be in the Fae. I swear if we have to
I
go
look
back
at
to the Fae, I'm
Kathyr,
going to
then I look at my
scream.
arm, and I'm like, I don't want to do that.
This pure...
Oh boy. We'll just do it real quick. Real quick.
Takaram, do
here,
you think this is how you get to the Hoard?
Edward. I pick up the pyramid. I
No,
hold
don't do
out
it.
to
I'm not
Edward.
ready. No,
I
I'm
don't
not ready.
to Edward.
I don't want
Edward?
it. I don't want to
Edward,
go in the
Edward,
triangle.
I will
You
do
have
it.
to go
Takaram
in.
just
Oh,
grabs
gosh.
it and twists it around.
Ed-
What the heck did he do? And then
By pressing the
oh,
gems.
natural 19. He
Like right as he says that, he just.
Okay, wait. Okay, so there's
he gets sucked
there's got to
into?
be some kind of like
I pick it up.
thing you have to do with it. Wait, hold on. Let me look it over first. Can I?
Right.
try to see if I can figure out what we have to do without
Make an
doing it.
Arcana check.
Does it say anything on
It's just got like it's got a little like small text on the bottom side of it that's like, hey, it's like press this button in this order.
It's like
Trash
little arrows
disposal.
on how to turn it.
Yeah.
The Insta
It's
incinerator.
instant teleport to plane of fire.
19.
You go through and you like start kind of twisting and you push a couple buttons and you realize that there's kind of like these symbols that can be lined up.
Okay, I'm talking out
And
loud as
You realize as you go through, you line everything up, and then there's the one tip that can be rotated a little
Okay,
bit,
then
and
there's this.
you are like, okay, if we rotate this, in theory, this should
Now,
work.
Okay, so did you
if
see
we
what I
all
did?
held it together,
Remember
though,
that.
could it take us all at the same time? If we all were holding
You
it,
don't know.
could we try that?
we can try, but if not, remember what I did, and then remember you have to twist this top if it works.
Right.
If this doesn't work, then we gotta figure something else out, okay?
Right.
Could we?
Okay.
It has to be said. This could just be an instant portal to like death, right?
Right. And Tarak and Takerum are both there right
Takerum
now,
are
and we
there.
have to go right after them. I know, Edward. I know this is just like the Fae
Edward
last
just
time.
constant disappointed sigh.
No, it's a combination of that, and for some reason, the little poofy shoulders on the corn costume really get to me. They're like
Edward.
he's just a little
Edward.
fancy boy.
It'll be okay, okay?
I
Edward's
know.
just like-
He's holding the triangle. He's like, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Okay, ready?
And
See
if
you
it
in the
doesn't
middle
work,
of the
if
ocean.
it doesn't work, Kathyr, you
Yeah.
need to do it right away, okay?
I will. Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully we won't face a
Three,
flippin' arc fae.
2, 1.
You're
bloop.
drowning or.
Each of you are sucked in as this beam of light kind of absorbs and disappears. You don't know what happens. Each of you are in darkness for just a second before you crash and just kind of like land all of a sudden in this dark, deep tunnel. This stonework bridge. You guys kind of look up and see
Through the
Takerum and
pyramid.
Tarak both standing there. Tarak, you in your hand have almost like a hologram of the pyramid.
Oh, that was a rough landing. Where are
But
we?
we're all still
Guys, it's
alive.
stuck. Guys,
It's
it's
so
stuck.
dark.
It's glowing.
What do you mean? Oh,
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's not hurting you, is it?
I don't like it.
At one point,
just
you're like,
stay still.
get
Just stand
off
still.
of me. And when you like clap your hands together, it collapses, and then there's just a small little glowing triangle in your palm.
Hold on. I go and I grab his hand and I'm looking at it. How did you do that?
What?
It's in your hand.
Does it hurt?
What's in my hand?
The little pyramid thingy.
Do it again. Clap or whatever you did. No,
No,
put
clap.
your hands together.
What?
Clap.
Hands together.
You
Just explodes. We all die.
you put your hands together, kind of sit there, you know, like what do you expect? As you pull them apart, this triangle kind of pulls up and from until about 6 inches past. You now hold a holographic.
Tarak,
When he moves
I think
it, does it
that
make-
is our way out, I think.
Well, why do I have it? I don't want it.
Because
You're
you
the
went
first
in
one in.
first.
Oh.
When he moves it around, does it make lightsaber noises? Like, boom, 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 boom.
Drink it
Tarak,
back
go
down.
ahead and
I'll take that as a yes.
go ahead and
Move
just
it
roll
back
a
up.
sleight of hand check for
move
me,
it up.
Tarak.
Oh man, you really hit me with the skills I am an absolute expert in today.
Well, little do you know, I have a list of your skills up on the screen.
Nice,
I'm just picking
nice.
the ones that you aren't good at.
That's strong 11.
Okay. As you guys are in this one-way hallway, you look behind you and there's just a wall. You guys are at the beginning of a dead end, moving forward
Oh
out
my
of the dead
goodness. Do we treasure planet this with a triangle?
end. Kind of.
Oh my
But
god, I love that.
You know they're the strongest shape.
you just kind of like start waving this around, trying to do things. And one of the lamps on the wall, the triangle or the pyramid passes through it, and the lamp disappears.
Ah!
What do you mean disappears?
It passes through, and for a brief second, just
So the
It's
lamp
gone.
is like gone, like not on the wall
Yeah.
anymore.
It's not on the wall.
Hey, Pollo.
What did you do to the lamp?
Is Pollo around right now to come?
No,
Holy
put
no.
Poyo away. No, I grab Poyo.
I started looking towards him with the fear. Like, hey, Pollo, I have
I
something
like
cool thing.
tackle.
It appears that our way out is a way out for many things.
Right.
So,
I don't
I
know.
mean,
We should-
theoretically, it could just get Pollo out of here. I mean, wouldn't we all want that for the cute little thing?
I can sense the pain in your words. Why don't we just? He goes over and kind of like picks up your other hand, and puts it on yours, or picks up your other hand and like rests it on yours, so the pyramid collapse. Why don't we just put that away for now?
For now.
So you said it was a hologram, DJ. Is it literally just like a pyramid? Does it have any like?
It looks exactly
Pattern
like
to
the
it?
one that you had.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a.
see-through.
It's just like a holographic. Yeah,
Gotcha.
kind of slightly opaque.
The
Uh,
ghost pyramid.
Yeah, basically.
The tesseract, but triangular. I
You
guess
guys
the only
turn-
way to go is forward.
And see the just the hallway in front of you.
I'll lead.
Right.
I'm so glad that
Can
Tarak
I
is
see?
navigating.
Can we see anything down it?
Yeah, you guys all have dark vision for the most part, and it's not terribly dark. There are torches about every 6 feet or so. You guys begin making your way down this hallway. You can tell that it's kind of it's definitely like a castle-esque where you have the bricks and the walls. It's not like natural stone or natural like cave by any means. And as you guys are going, go ahead and everybody make a perception check for me.
Yes, another
Yes,
thing.
that those.
Yeah.
23.
7.
15.
Okay.
11.
Riniya, you are kind of moving forward, and everybody's just quiet for a second, and in the distance you can hear.
I stop
Hear this.
everybody.
Little humming, and then as you guys look down the hall, you can see that it has a turn to the right, and this about 6 inches tall with a skull that's probably about 3 of those 6 inches, this tiny little skeleton with an oversized skull, like seriously, like its body is like maybe like that big, and the skull is like that big, like way bigger than its body, with this little tiny mop, kind of comes around the corner, just
What?
Oh
kinda
yeah.
mopping away.
Oh yeah.
I love you, Aaron. And you're like, just kind of turns down the hall, sees you, like turns its head. You smile, Riniya.
Infernal undead creature, I shall smiteth thee!
it turns, and it flips the mop over, and it rips the head of the mop off to reveal a spike. And it begins charging at you. This little 6-inch spike makes it about 10 feet
Oh my god.
for this wave of hundreds of these little tiny skeletons come barreling around the corner and charging towards you.
Oh
I need everybody to roll
God.
initiative.
Oh my god, that's horrifying, but I
Well,
love it.
Let's think. If you just
Oh
like,
shoot.
if you just
A
like
quick
kick
shout out-
March, you might be able to just fling him through the air and
A
like.
quick shout out to one of my favorite creators, the Fluffy Folio. You can find them on
Love their
Twitter.
stuff.
They have great stuff. Go support their Patreon because you guys get to fight a skeleton cleaning crew whose
That's
whole job is to clean
adorable.
dungeons and kill people. It's a whole
I-
job.
That's
so cute.
That's my dream job.
Is to clean dungeons and kill people?
It's just to,
That's
like,
that's my current job.
that's
Actually,
their job.
that's
Their
actually what
job
I do.
is simply to clean the dungeon and add to the bone hoard that it is. And they also have a little thing. They
So
have,
it's like their way of reproducing.
It's their way of continuing, and they have this thing where they like whoever has the biggest skull is like top dog, and so they're constantly like looking for bigger skulls, and they'll just pop theirs off.
Oh,
and
God.
one off.
They have an
Tarak-
alpha
So
sister.
Tarak is
cute.
a
They're
god-
going after Tarak.
the king here. Tarak's
I love
got
that.
a
They're like,
massive cranium.
they're like, we need his skull.
All right, 25 to 20. Okay. That will be... That's great. I love that. 20 to 15.
17 for me.
I was afraid there was gonna be silence again.
Yeah, I rolled actually really good on my initiative for once.
15 to 10.
10.
11. Beat that, Aaron.
I literally just said that I have had a 10, which is less than an 11. So unless we're
Yeah,
playing golf,
get
then I don't think
served.
I don't think I've got it there.
Tarak.
You just got flexed on, my man.
And
Wow.
Riniya, what you get?
7.
Nice, very nice.
Not
Well-
bad. I don't suppose that
Guys.
these are beasts with a natural swimming speed, are they?
No, unfortunately not.
I feel like I have a strong feeling that they are maybe, just maybe, aberrations, guys. Hear me out.
As you guys kind of look at these things and go, "Ah!" this wave of mini skeletons, you guys can see like 6 buckets kind of like floating along the wave, like soapy buckets full of like their mop water. One of these buckets tips and spills in front of you guys.
No.
I'm going to need all of you guys to make a dexterity check
Oh man,
Like-
or a dexterity saving throw.
A saving throw. Okay.
that's a plus
everybody
3
gets a
from
plus 3.
Kathyr, right?
Yep.
Okay, nice.
I-
We're really feeling it out here tonight.
Okay, it's okay.
Okay,
Which
all
is it?
right. 10.
10,
23.
23,
23!
23.
Hey, high five.
10.
I'm gonna give these dice a
Takara
little break.
also
Oh, man,
got a
Smite Knight.
23.
23 game.
323s.
Sucks to
Oh
be
my
you
goodness, we have a full
guys.
house.
3 23s and 2 10s.
Hey, that's
Kathyr
good.
and Tarak, you guys are like, these are skeletons. You take one step forward and immediately slip. You both fall prone as these waves of skeletons just crawl all over you. Tarak, they all immediately start
I am prepared
floating
for
towards
this.
you, and they're all like, these little tiny skeletons are like poking at your neck, and some of them are like grabbing at your jaw. A couple of them like grabbing your teeth, like pulling on you. That was-
First,
First one's
my
turn.
natural
Kathyr.
protection has already been removed.
Kathyr, yeah, your skin. Kathyr, it's your turn.
I stand up.
Okay. Let's
There's
fit you
just
through the
a
movement.
giant
You're s-
wave of skeletons.
This is considered a swarm creature. You
Yeah.
are within the swarm.
Okay, I slash at it.
Slash. Go ahead and roll.
Do I have flanking?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. Cool. I'll first level Divine Smite.
Go for it.
I assume these are undead.
Yes.
Okay. Where did my D10 go? There it is.
Do you think these guys were ever like alive little creatures? Because they're undead. Like, were they ever once like little flesh, like little, like elves? That
Okay.
there's got to
so
be lore
DM,
behind
that.
these
That is
things.
11 points of slashing damage
Okay.
and 14 points of radiant damage.
So 25.
25 total.
You hack, slash, and at one point you have this blinding light barrel through, and you bust this hole open in the swarm that is immediately like refilled in with all these little tiny creatures that are just all over you.
Fun. Second attack.
Go for it.
Oh. Well. So, with advantage,
Yep.
got a 1 and a 20.
Nice.
So
That's 20.
Together, that's average.
I'll second level Divine Smite.
Smite night, smite night.
I told you he was all about hitting stuff and like making it glow and
True.
stuff.
Yeah.
You have a point.
I will forewarn you that these are technically 5 different creatures.
Sure.
The one that you are currently hitting has 5 HP left.
I'll hit a different creature.
Okay.
Some of
In
these
the
swarms.
same swarm.
They're like thematically, it's just this massive wave of skeletons. There's
but it's actually, like,
technically
5
different
swarms.
Yeah.
So that
And I'd really hate for you to blow a second level smite for 5 hit points.
That was really
Well,
nice of you,
I
DM.
appreciate that.
Well, there's more to this dungeon.
Well, when you
What? This
crit,
isn't the final boss?
we understand, DJ. We understand that, like, yes, we probably don't even actually need to smite these things to succeed in this combat. But when you crit, and you have the opportunity to roll like 80,000 die, you do it.
That is fair. All right, go for it. You know what? You know what? I did my job. I warned you. Anything that happens in the future is your own fault.
Yep.
Yeah.
Carry that.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you do
We
it.
don't need spell slots.
Transition.
Did he mute himself to do the math?
And then,
No.
man, if you carry the inverse,
Oh.
and then
No, I think
Oh, I
you,
hit the wrong
qualify.
button on my
you
mental
got a
calculator.
square root.
yeah, and then derive.
68
What's the
Points of damage
cosine?
total.
You were so close to being cool. So close.
So close.
You cut, slash, you smite one. You just pick up your sword and just slam it into the ground, releasing this radiant sphere as this wave of radiant energy blasts through them. Kind of look up. I'm not even sweating. It's not even a big deal. You just kind of look up as this hand, this giant skeleton hand, just kind of creeps its way around the corner. All these little tiny skeletons kind of falling off of it. As it's just kind of like, it's almost like it's peeking its head around the corner.
Hey,
Oh.
Drew, did you add that you have +1 weapon? I just really want to make sure, just in
Yes,
case we
I
can't.
did.
Dang
I
it!
should've looked that up.
Almost
got there.
bonus action. What am I gonna do for a bonus action?
Try.
Bonus action.
No, it's free.
I'm going
no,
to
it's-
Throw up.
It's a
I'm
wither
gonna-
skeleton.
I guess I don't want to use any of my other spell slots or something like that right now, so I'm gonna wait.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Riniya, you're just kind of standing, not really sure if you should be like squealing with how cute this swarm is of
I
little
don't
baby
know how to
skeletons,
feel about this.
or if you should be doing what Kathy's doing, smiting them, and then you're like, as your ankles are just being like yeeted with these little tiny spikes.
Oh, they're so cute.
There's a
Like, get out of
20
our dungeon.
There's a basically they're like, oh my god. Does a 23 hit?
Yeah.
Man, that's the second 23 I rolled.
Man, what's that like?
2d4 piercing damage.
That's adorable. Tell me it's 2d4 -1.
You take 6 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
Ow, ow, ow. Hey.
You stop
that will
that.
take us to Edward's turn.
I will be like, too many, and he'll he's just gonna start running towards them.
Okay, they're
And-
they're surrounding you.
Right. Okay. Good. Then he'll.
You can still run
Yes,
through them
you
if you
can.
want. There's a corner that you have to go around, so you can just go,
No. He's just
you
gonna.
know, just like kicking them up in waves if you wanted.
He's gonna kind of like move forward and kick him up in a little bit of a wave, and
Uh-huh.
then he's going to just cast. He's gonna cast Thunder Wave, and these things are
Ooh.
just gonna fly down the hall.
Yeah, cut to the
awesome.
only person in the group who has AoE
Yeah,
damage.
AoE.
15-foot cube, and they have to make a Constitution save.
Okay, you would all be within 15 feet. So everybody make a Constitution save.
I'm in.
Um,
+3 from
Oh
Kathyr.
no.
Yes.
Okay, one fails. Okay, no, 16. What's the DC?
Oh, let me look at my spell sheet. It's 15.
Okay, so one succeeds, one fails. That's a natural 19. Succeeds.
Oh,
Natural
taking
18
a
succeeds.
beating today.
That one fails. And that one fails. No. There's only 5. Okay, go ahead. What's the damage?
2d8. Okay, let me roll that. I should have probably rolled that while I was waiting.
You know, efficiency.
Ooh,
keeping
do I
the
add
entertainment
anything
going.
to that, or is it just
Nope,
straight damage?
Not unless the spell
That's your
says so.
damage.
Okay, well that's a whole 14 damage.
That's pretty good.
Ow.
And they get pushed 10 feet, so it's just a wave
Do they
of
take half damage if they
skeletons.
succeed, or they just
Yes.
no damage?
Yeah.
Half damage
And
if
it's
they
thunder
succeed and they
damage.
aren't
And then I
pushed.
failed my con, so I take that too, right?
Yeah.
So you said how much damage?
14, right?
I take 7.
Oh no, and the spell
did
boom
you-
is audible
I don't
out to
believe you've
300
actually cast
feet.
Warding Bond yet.
I know. I'm saying that I took 7 because I succeeded on the save.
Oh, I
Oh,
see.
guys, Riniya's bloodied.
Also, up
How
to
are you-
300 feet down the hall, they can hear this. Just throwing that down there.
As this wave of thunder, Renai, you and Mila are just like ears ringing, and then you're like dancing
I'm
as your
not
ankles are being
having
like
a
pierced,
good
like your
time.
head hurts and your ankle hurts.
Ow, my arm
Skeletons
hurts still.
are
Your arm
flying
hurts.
everywhere.
There's little bodies flying everywhere.
You know,
The hand that was like reaching around the corner gets like blasted back.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Grant.
Also, wait.
That was good.
When the skeletons
Oh, wait,
hit
this one's
the
done.
when the skeletons hit the walls, do they make the little Lego like die sound and like
Yeah.
fall apart like the you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Sound
It
Take us
also
to
just
the-
for some reason sounds like a little like xylophone.
They're going after you, Tarak. Another swarm
Yeah, bet.
comes up, and as you're like starting to get up, they're just like swarming up you. If you guys have ever seen like videos of like people being like swarmed by bees, where they're just like covered in them to the point you can't even see the body,
Aw.
that's the same thing. Like you can see like little bits of his shoulders and his head, as you can see there's like 6 guys like standing on his shoulders, just like poking at him and like tearing at him. They're just gonna try and be stabbing you. They don't. Does a 15 hit?
No.
You can't feel anything.
Tink, tink, tink.
It's your turn.
So
Real quick, by
as
the way,
in-
they take 14 points of slashing damage from my attack, from Sentinel attack. Because I do a Sentinel attack.
Thank you for letting me know.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt you, but then you kept going, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to roll, because I rolled a 22 to hit, so I figured that
Nope,
would hit.
That's great. That's great. All right. Tarak, it's your turn.
just like in the movie X-Men Wolverine, I'm going to like burst up like out of the water like he does, but it's just skeletons.
Yeah. You spill
Um,
another bucket.
Or
Yeah.
Paul Blart in Mall Cop when he emerges from the ball pit.
Yes, very much so. And then I'm just gonna start whack-a-moling some little skele guys.
Go for it. Hit.
Um,
I believe in you. This is a creature that you could probably hit. It's a low DC. I swear.
okay, all right, okay. So, well, I mean, hey, it landed on a number next to a natural 20. let me
So
just
like a 1
double
or
check
2.
here.
Whatever.
No,
it is,
no, no. It
7
landed
or
on
2.
it landed on the 8. So that's a 15 to hit.
That hits.
Great,
Good
great,
job, Tarak.
awesome.
Lydia, I'm loving the really goth look you got going right now.
I'm
With the hair.
in pain.
Look,
These little
I had
skelly
to do
boys
what
really
I
got
had to
you.
do.
No, it was Edward. Edward
know,
really got me.
Hey, since I haven't rolled damage, I don't suppose I could take that back because I actually wasn't planning to attack. I completely forgot about the whole red eye is injured thing. I'll roll. the die.
Odd or even.
Okay. It's odd.
Don't blow it, Aaron.
What'd you say?
I got
Odd.
Jack, don't worry.
Yes, you can do it.
Okay, great. I'll just cast. I'll cast my spell. I'll cast Warding Bond. So I burst
Okay.
out and I hold my sword over and they go, "Oh crap!" And then I turn my ring 3 times, and then that activates the magic. I can only assume. And then I end my turn. I don't do a whole lot.
Okay.
The Foley is on point today.
Another skeleton crew. This one's gonna attack Riniya. These skeletons are just eating at your ankles,
Hey,
and then
I'm having a hard time.
and then they're like a couple of them like take their skulls off and like set them off to the side, and then a couple more of them like crawl up onto the other ones so they're taller and like resting on
No,
the
don't
shoulders.
grow, don't
and
grow.
then they're just like stabbing at your knees now.
Ow!
No, not the kneecaps.
It's a 12 to hit.
No.
Yeah, they're just they don't do anything. The next cruise, or no, that was true. When you guys got rid of that one, so Kathyr, it's your turn.
Okay, Renai's bloodied.
Yeah, you're looking over at her. She has a lot of like little red spots all over kind of her clothes, and her ears have little streams of blood coming from them.
But
Okay.
it's just black blood though, right? It's not red.
It's still
like
black, yes.
So using my aura, I will, as a bonus action, cast Lay on Hands.
Okay.
Wait, hasn't Kathyr already taken his turn?
It's top of the
It's
round.
the top of the round.
I'd never win.
Yeah. Riniya never did go.
I did skip you. I am so
Riniya,
sorry.
by all
How
means, please.
dare you?
You can do it, Riniya.
Go for it.
Well, her turn was the skeletons poking her legs.
I'm Riniya just like, I'm having a hard time. I need a minute, and she's going to scramble to get her holy
Stop.
symbol, and she'll do turn undead.
Okay. Yeah.
Candle
Good
divinity. So present holy symbol. Each undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving throw, DC 14.
Nope. Are they destroyed yet, or?
If they fail, they are turned for 1 minute or until they take any damage. Turned creature must spend its turn trying to move as far away from me as it can, and it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of me. It also can't take reactions, and for its action, it can only use the dash action or try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving. If there's nowhere to move, the creature can use the dodge action.
What's the CR limit on it?
There is no CR limit. The Destroy Undead doesn't come until level 6, which she doesn't have. So it's just it just turns
She's
them.
Just turn undead.
partially a warlock.
You kind of fumble and find your holy symbol, and kind of hold it for just a second. Close your eyes, and the effect isn't
Just doesn't work.
quite immediate. It still happens, but it takes longer. Like almost like
Bad
mouse
signal.
is farther away. Yeah, like there's a bad signal.
Going through a tunnel.
Literally.
You hold it up, and it begins to glow, and this beam of light kind of falls and then blasts out, and all of these little skeletons immediately like,
Yeah, that's right. You better run.
Yeah, that's right.
You better run.
That's right, punks.
Yeah, back up. Back up.
all of them run. You guys are the tunnel is only 15 feet wide,
Well, yeah. I
and
just
everyone within a 30-foot. They're all just like. I'm working on the sound effects. They all just
I love it.
run, and then turn around this corner, and then you watch as like one or two little skeletons like poke their head around.
Oh, they're so cute.
They like kind of hold up a spike.
Right. Okay.
Ah.
Are we?
I
out
don't
of
like it.
combat?
They'll definitely come
You guys
back.
are yes out of combat.
They'll
Ah.
I
definitely
say, oh
come
no,
back,
we
right?
ain't done. I start heading around the corner.
No, track. I stop him.
What?
No, it's good. It's good. I got us.
We'll just
I
gotta
will
take a
admit
peek.
that might be my favorite combat encounter we've ever had.
Really? Those
I-
little
I-
pokes?
Right.
I feel like everybody.
Karam's gonna go over.
Wait, everybody at the same time has to do the whole like, that one head is above the other, and they all like peek around the corner at the same time to see what's on the other side. You know what I mean? Like that little.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
you know what you're saying.
Exactly.
You guys all.
I
around the
cast,
corner.
I go over. I take out Ruat. Like I
Before we look
I
at
have
from
Ruat.
Renaya's
Yeah, I
belt.
know. Yeah, like I
That's-
see it on
yeah.
on her belt, and I pull it out, and I cast Cure Wounds on her.
Yeah, take that.
Oh yeah, she got hurt.
That is 7 points of healing.
Don't you love the shared magic item feeling?
You
I
you
take it back.
You get the 7 points, and then both of you your scar flares up for just a second. You both take 1 HP
Ow.
of radiant damage.
Oopsie.
Interesting.
How bad does Riniya still look?
Pretty
On
bad.
a scale of 1 to 50, I'm at 29.
All right. Edward will also say, "I'm sorry about that earlier. I got flustered. They were all over," and
yo.
he also cast Cure Wounds.
Nice.
Oh,
Poyo
dang.
also coming up, and he like crawls up, and he just like wraps. He like grabs your like the like collar of your armor with like his bottom feet, and then just puts 2 paws around your ears, and he just glows for just a second. He's also going to cast Cure Wounds.
Oh, you guys are taking such
Dang.
good care of me.
You get 12 HP from me.
You get 2 HP from me.
It's not that counts, player. You're still cute.
Yeah, it's more an emotional healing.
As you like rub your nose into what would be his stomach, he's almost like ticklish and just like, and then like falls off you.
And then does this thing. I love it when he does that.
You guys then take care of him first, and the rest of you guys. Boop. As you guys like poke your head around, you can see this swarm down the hall, just like waiting for you, also looking around the corner.
Is DM, is that the only path to go?
Yeah, it's just so.
It's just a
I will
hallway,
show you.
and it turns a corner, and it keeps going down the hallway.
So, you guys
Ooh.
are currently here, where you can either go this way, where the Hoard went, or this way, where you don't know what happens. Technically, that's what you see.
Yep. We go the way, not the Hoard.
We go the
Yeah,
way, not
I
the
vote the
Horde.
way, not the
I
Horde.
sneer at them as we go by.
You
Tarak,
guys
leave it be.
sneer at them. As you guys
My
are
sword
like
is
getting
still out.
closer, they like as like a fluid wave like kind of just step back so that they're still out of that 30-foot range.
I do a
You
little
guys-
at them.
Yeah, start mean mugging them.
No, you're lucky we're busy.
We got business.
Yeah, next
Get
time
off the hook
you
this
won't be
time.
so lucky.
We're gonna be
That's
back, you
right.
little skeleton babies.
All right, don't overdo it.
That's right.
Edward.
You're babies.
We just start a flame war.
You, you
What?
go around the corner. You go around the corner, around another corner, and around another corner, and enter into this large, big octagonal room with these giant hallways on all the other sides.
Please
And as
tell
you
me
look
it's a
over to your
skeleton
right,
party.
The skeleton crew is
They're
still
right
looking
there.
around the
You
corner.
look over and they're just like. At which point it's been a minute, so they rush forward.
Oh no, it didn't last long enough.
Are you for real? They just come
Yeah.
back for
They
us?
just come back. Yeah.
Oh my
Do it again, Riniya. Do it again.
Let's see.
We have
Kathyr,
to
it
roll
was
initiative
Riniya.
again. Okay.
No, so it'll be top of the round because that's where we left off. Kathyr, it's your turn.
Okay. I cast
That's so
Moonbeam
goofy.
Okay.
on one of the groups.
I don't remember exactly how this works. I don't know all. I don't have all of your guys' spells
yeah,
memorized, so just
yeah.
go ahead and tell me what I need to
I'll pull
do.
it up real quick.
On save when they enter
DJ.
for the first time on a turn, and at the start of their turn if they start their turn in the area,
You
does
don't
damage.
have all of D&D memorized? Fake.
Dang it!
man.
That was for you, Renee.
Wow.
Okay,
was an
so they
aggressive-
need
Because I
to
don't have
make,
all of D&D memorized. I'm gonna work on
they
it for you
need
guys.
to
Okay?
they need to
We'll make
make
flashcards.
Constitution saving throws.
Yeah, they fail.
Okay, they take 2d10 radiant damage.
Okay.
Ow.
Where's my d10 at?
Oh.
That's not d10. Where's my d10 at? There it is. Nice. Not so nice. They take 9 points of radiant damage. Are they shape changers? No. Okay.
Because if so,
You just blast a little tiny like moon appears in the corner and just this beam of light bashes down as they're like running into it as they're charging towards you. Any of the ones that like enter into it just and fly away, at which point they immediately like part the Red Sea around your beam and keep going. You got rid of one of them.
I
As
guess
you
I'll turn the
guys
battle music back on.
as you're looking at all this, Edward, it's not quite your turn, you're next, but you look up as you see this floating large skeleton hand
Oh,
like crawling across
Wallmaster? Are
Wait,
we in a
it's
Legend of
just-
Zelda dungeon?
it's just a hand?
Yeah, it's just a skeleton hand, and then it flops, grabs a handful of these skeletons and throws them at you.
What the heck? Okay, a question.
Oh no, grape shot.
Is this so? This I gotta clarify. One, is this hand bigger than a microwave oven? What
yeah,
size
it's probably
are we
about the size
talking?
of like an oven, like a regular oven.
Okay. Question number two: is this hand just floating around, or is it like
Yeah.
crawling?
No, it was crawling across the ceiling, then it like drops down, it's just floating, and just picks up these skeletons and chucks them at you.
Just through the air, just like kind of floating around, like.
Master hand style.
Okay, that's what I was thinking in my head, but without the glove, and it's skeleton.
And it's a skeleton. And now there's a bunch of tiny little skeletons just like land on your face and just like.
What was that?
Just a second.
My role playing.
That
point
is
today.
You're doing great.
a-
Good work.
Oh,
My
go
eyes.
ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Yes, I can do that for you, Mr. DM.
+3
You're
from
the
Kathyr.
ruler of the game. That's a 27.
Nice.
These tiny little skeletons, you just like, they like cover your face and then just like, as they like hit and then just like
They just
fall
break?
apart. Just
They do the Lego sound when you die. Well, you know, they also make that like sound.
Yeah, like
Yes.
a bunch of pieces.
yeah,
like,
yeah,
hitting the
yeah, yeah,
ground.
exactly. Grant, this is for you. I need you to make a little compilation every time we go, but then you have to input the Lego sound. There you
More editing.
go. Yay!
That's exactly
Edward,
what you
it is your
wanted.
turn.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
I just do it.
Just
Edward's gonna look at the hand. And say,
It looks back.
and he'll say, "Silly hand, you don't even have an arm to accompany you, and you're accompanied instead with babies." And by doing so, he casts dissonant whispers.
the roast.
Baby hand.
Trek just
and,
goes, yeah!
It's a
What do I need to do for this?
wisdom saving
we just
throw.
smack talk these skeletons.
You only have
I'm
5
telling you.
fingers. Well, I got 10.
That was a 15 succeed.
Yeah.
That's my spell
Yeah.
DC.
Okay, so let's succeed.
yeah, it does.
Wait, what does that mean?
Well, it depends.
Wait, you still take half as much damage,
Yes.
baby.
Yeah.
Baby hand. Stupid floating oven baby hand.
Baby, I'm
Um,
writing it down.
Dang, that's like 16 damage. So it still takes like 8 damage.
Nice.
Yeah, I can see. I can't even see your tendons, because you're just bones.
Yeah, tendons!
Yeah.
Why don't you go back
The-
to where you
the
came
wave-
from? A glove.
You, you watch.
Yeah.
Like, smack talking this. And you're like, yeah, and then
Get him, gang.
as this little one singular like scroll like hits you in the face, you like turn
Ow.
back and you see that the wave has kind of like created almost like a slingshot, and they're like yeeting these little skeletons at you from like 5 feet away
What did they make a slingshot out of?
out of their own bodies. They're like
Oh,
just
gotcha.
making almost like a
They're,
sea
literally
just
they're the fish
catapulting?
from
yeah, a
Finding
catapult.
Nemo.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Why did Edward become the target? I'm just
Because
a
you were
punk kid.
throwing down them sick burns, bro.
You need a
well,
pedicure.
I'm in
Because
the middle.
you're
No.
you're a little big headed.
Man,
Does a
manicure,
24
right?
hit?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Not you, Riniya.
Me?
Oh.
Yeah, they're attacking
I-
Riniya.
I thought they were going for a track. Yeah, that hits.
I thought they
Did
were
I not
attacking
say who
me.
they were attacking?
I thought they were
I said
attacking
Riniya.
me.
It might have been my bad.
You take 6 points of piercing damage as one of these
Ow!
skulls, like, breaks,
Why?
And, you like pull one of like the sticks, like basically a toothpick, like out of your cheek.
Hey, DJ reaction.
Go for it.
I'm gonna intercept it.
Go for it.
Wait, but and then warding bug.
DM, can
too.
I also make a reaction attack?
So
You
that
can
was
make a
just
reaction
3.
attack. So you take 3.
But-
I'm going to absorb 11 of it.
Tarak.
Okay, so I heal.
That's not quite how it works. You don't take any damage.
Well, no, because I dealt the damage to myself already, so then I was healing
Fair.
myself.
Alright. Whatever, as long as it was what it was before.
It's back to normal.
You're like, Renata, you're like, what? And then you just watch as Tarek's hand like appears in front of your face, catches one of these skulls, and just.
Oh, nice.
25 to hit. I assume that hits. 8 points of
That
damage.
hits. Nice. Tarek, it's your turn.
I look at the hand, crush the skull, and I just go, "You're next, buddy." And then I'm gonna run ahead at him with a sword. Should have stayed in the ocean.
In the ocean.
Roll to hit. This is
Should've
by far my
Oh my
favorite encounter.
gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I might miss pretty bad because Aaron's really struggling with the whole rolling dice thing tonight.
Okay, it's what we expect. It's
See,
all right,
that's-
buddy.
Did you
that's
roll
what-
with
that's-
advantage?
Do I have advantage?
I'll say you're flanking, yeah.
I mean, they're all around us, I figure. So, anywhere you hit.
All around me are little
Little
skull faces.
Well, okay, so I rolled lower on the
Little
second one.
skull faces.
Faces.
Little
So I'm just gonna
faces.
swing. I'm gonna be like, forgot you don't have skin, and then I'm gonna attack a second time. Hi, hey game.
Hey,
Hey,
Double digit numbers.
gamers.
That's all I'm really looking for.
Not hard to hit. I believe in you.
Let's go, gamer. You got this.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Does a 16 hit?
16 does hit.
Question: would a 14 have hit it?
Yes.
Oh my goodness! Then the first one does hit. I thought it was too bad.
It's too bad.
Then the first one. Yeah, I'm gonna divine smite.
Okay.
'Cause who needs spells, man? Who needs them? I don't.
I'm out of
Uh,
first level spells.
I'm just gonna
We're doing
first
great.
level. I'm just gonna first level divine smite.
Okay.
So that'll be 3d8 plus an additional d8 for my sword. Two dice. Why can't I ever find the d8s when I found a d8 too? I'm just gonna roll these twice. It's too much work.
Aaron, I appreciate that it's not just dead air while you're
3.
searching for dice. It's really entertaining, actually.
7, 9. A whole 13 damage
Nice.
from the first hit.
Edward, how much damage did you do? From
It
Dissonant
was
Whispers?
16, but it was halved to 8.
Well, it is vulnerable to magical attacks, so it's back up to 16.
Let's get going, boys.
Okay, and then no.
No.
Divine
Spells, I assume.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's unfortunate.
Okay, so first smite.
Ooh, but does that mean
yeah.
it took additional damage from my moonbeam? I don't know.
Well, it
Did it
wasn't
get
there.
hit by my moonbeam? I don't know if it did.
No.
I think that was 13. Pretty sure that's
Yeah.
what I said. Pretty
Yes,
weak number.
And then
And then,
second attack.
yeah, I'm also gonna divine smite that one.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can roll a little higher than 13
with the smite.
on on 4d8. Okay.
Lydia, I think you should have horns every time we play.
I have
I-
6 of them.
It makes me concerned when Lydia has horns.
Not a whole lot better, but 18 more damage.
Okay, all right. You like go in, you like bust off the thumb, bust off the middle finger. It's just like. Yeah, it's not looking good.
Wait, the hand makes that noise?
Yeah, it's the hand of the bones grinding. That's the
Okay.
sound of the bones grinding.
Lydia's got horns. Grant's got corns.
So,
You should get those looked at by like a foot doctor.
Edward,
Mm-hmm.
these tiny little skeletons just swarm towards you, just as they all
Get off! Get
begin
off
crawling.
me! Don't poke my
That's
pants!
a 7. There's like
No,
just
no,
like
there's
kicking them off
holes.
and,
Ow,
and
ow.
all this.
Wait, you
Renaya,
said
it is your
7 damage?
Okay,
No,
it
7
was a
to
7
hit
to
you.
hit.
Oh,
So
okay,
don't
yeah,
hit you.
they didn't get me.
Why would 7 damage knock you out?
No.
No.
Okay, good to know.
so what's it looking at like right now?
You're surrounded by skeletons. Tarak's like 5 feet in front of you in the swarm, not carrying and just eating a hand.
Okay. I'm going to hex the swarm,
Okay.
and then I'm going to pew pew Eldritch Blast.
It'll just play us. Go for it.
Eldritch Blast.
The first one is a 17 to hit.
That hits.
And then with Hex, will each individual blast get
Yes.
an extra d6? Okay,
Every time you hit.
epic. Oh wait, that's the wrong. No, that's the right dice. Cool. So that's 10 damage with the first blast. Second blast is a 19 to hit, which is 12 damage.
12 damage. Okay.
Plus the other damage I did with the first one.
Oh, what was the first one? I missed that one.
I don't remember what I said.
It was 10. 22
10.
total between the two.
Okay. You blast one section, it just blows up. You blast another one, skeletons go flying. There's carnage everywhere. As you're going up, another kind of off to the side, you like blast over here, and then off to the side, another little like wave comes over and just dumps a bucket in front of you guys.
I
need
said
you guys
no.
to Make a dexterity saving throw.
Literally, is this actually just soapy
Oh,
water?
shoot.
And it's just
It's literally
slippery?
just soapy water. Yeah.
Gosh.
It's just
I have too many dice in
They're
my
using
tray.
their
I have to
resources
bounce
and they're
around.
using them well.
I have to roll 2, right?
yes. Everybody has to roll a dexterity saving throw. Everyone but Tarak actually.
Oh. But I
Do we
finally
get- wait,
succeeded.
Do we get any bone? No, we don't.
Plus 3 from Kathyr.
Oh, we do?
And you get an
Okay.
additional +1 from warding bomb as well.
Heck yeah, I do. Okay, so wait,
Because
hold
that
on.
spells
Math.
bonkers.
Okay, wait, yeah. 15.
I got a 15 as well.
Okay.
I failed.
Drew. You guys,
Love it.
all three of you guys. Whoa, yeah. As you guys all fall over and are just swarmed by these creatures, Poyo
my
is jumping in
gosh.
and like knocking them around. The skeletons are like running through him and then coming out on fire. It's time for the hand. Baby hand's turn. It's gonna.
Stupid
just like-
baby hand.
Goes up and goes to, like slap Aaron.
You do it.
Okay, all right.
Tarak's just standing there, their hand probably just laying on the ground.
There it is. It's a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that will just hit.
Nice. Ooh, she has some actual dice. 'Cause she's a CR4 creature compared to CR1.
It's a she.
Yes, it is. Specifically, it is the mother's hand, is what the creature's called.
Oh.
Oh! 14. You take,
Oh.
18 points of bludgeoning damage
Wow.
as this thing just comes up and, like, slaps you.
Hello Raiders, by the way.
Oh, we're getting
Raid.
raided.
Welcome,
Raid.
Hi.
Raiders.
Welcome
was
to our
aggressive.
stupid little fight with the little
We're-
skeleton
Cute little
cleaning
baby
crew.
skeletons.
They're so cute,
so
but I
cute.
hate them.
We're fighting a
Uh,
giant baby hand.
Kathyr, it is your turn.
Give it, Kathyr.
Cool.
They're too dangerous to be left undead.
Also,
I,
this is our Halloween stream. That's why everybody's dressed up.
Do
That's-
it.
No, I
I-
look like this every day.
I move my moonbeam onto baby hand.
Kill him.
Okay.
You must make a Constitution saving throw.
Natural 20.
Oh,
He's
cool.
gonna succeed.
Cool. So he takes 2d10
Or she's gonna
points of
succeed.
damage.
I should
Half
say.
damage.
I feel like I really exemplify the like evil Kermit meme.
So
You really do.
that is 6 points of radiant damage.
Is that already halved?
No, that is 6 points of radiant damage.
Okay, so 3.
But theoretically, back up to 6 because it's vulnerable to magic, right?
Right?
Fair, actually.
Woo.
Good
We're
point.
so good
point.
at fighting this hand.
Okay.
It's like it's just sizzling.
Yep. Yep.
Edward,
And,
it is your turn.
That's my turn.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Can Edward cast a cantrip for free for comedic effect?
No.
Dang it.
No. Like, are you gonna cast another spell?
Yeah.
Because technically, I think
I
think
mean-
I
if you
don't
cast a
have
first
any
level spell,
feats.
Bonus action spell and then action
it's a
cantrip.
Cantrip. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it has to be a
Really?
first level
Oh,
spell. Right?
but I can.
Yeah.
I'll just do this and then do the funny thing later.
Okay.
Good choice.
I'm going. I'm learning effect over thematics.
I'm so proud of you.
Edward looks at that. Well, he's on the ground, right? Like covered in
You are
skeletons.
on the ground. Your back kind of hurts because you like fell on a skeleton skull. It's like
Ow.
digging into you, and then you're surrounded by this swarm that is like just running over you, and they're all just like stabbing you and like poking at you, and one of them's
Alright.
like gnawing on your jaw.
Edward would like to get up and wipe
Okay.
away the one gnawing at his jaw, and then he's going to look and say, "All right, that's it, and then he pulls out his flute, and he says, "Time for a lullaby, baby hand," and he he
You're wrecked.
he blows really hard into the flute, and you already know what I'm doing. It's like a super high pitch, and he casts Shatter.
Shatter.
Right on that hand. He's gonna try to avoid Tarak, but also include baby
I can
skeletons
take
if he
it.
can. Well, okay, then if Tarak wants to be in it, he can.
What do we need to roll?
But he'll probably try to avoid him. What?
What do we need to roll? Wisdom saving?
Constitution.
Constitution.
Yeah. And remember, it's like a ripple effect. It takes point, and it's like 10-foot sphere, and it's like waves, like.
Thank you for the description, Grant. I really appreciate it.
I always
All of
have to
those will
describe it.
fail.
This is a visual experience.
Aaron, what's the DC?
I mean, I'm not the one, gosh
I
dang,
know.
casting the spell.
Grant, what's the DC?
15.
Aaron, what you get?
15.
There you go. So
Neat.
Aaron will take half damage. All of the Skelly boys fail.
12 damage.
12 increased to 24.
Yeah, you just got smacked with
No,
sound
not the
for,
Skelly
waves.
boys.
for,
Stop it,
for,
Skelly
the,
boys.
for the hand. The hand,
Open-handed.
you blare this screeching, high-pitched squeal, and it like sizzles and then kind of like vibrates and resonates before it just kind of like falls apart and blows up. As you do this, the ripple effect, almost all of these little skeletons just blow up until there's like 6 or 7 of these little guys just
Are they still going after us?
they're all like crawling up. Right now a couple of them are like crawling up Tarak's back and like pulling on his skull, and like they're really all just trying to get Tarak's skull at this point. The like last 7 of them.
The last attempt.
For the sake of it, you guys are out of combat. I mean,
Heck yeah.
the next swarm has 2 HP. So
They start systematically using their skulls as baseballs and just batting them around. Just-
Well,
You
that
guys-
was unexpected.
bat and barrel and blow up these last little skulls, and find yourself in a room of carnage, basically, as all of these tiny little bones. It's kind of like stepping. It's like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen like a mouse carcass, but like it's basically like those size bones just everywhere, with a bunch of these little different sized skulls, all like about a fist to 2 fists big, everywhere.
Is there anything like surrounding the walls of this room? You said it was like an octangular large room, right? Are there
It
like
is a-
Use the
passageways?
word octangular.
Octagonal.
Oct-
Specifically,
the same
the
thing.
room looks like
Stop
this.
signage.
You guys are basically right here.
So we got 3 rooms to either side. Well,
Yeah, there's 3 rooms.
south, east,
So there's
and
this
west.
big octagonal room. Inside the center of it, there is a large grate, about 5 feet in diameter, a circular grate with this smoke kind of billowing up from it. And then you have your 3 rooms.
I want to check the smoke.
Okay.
I'll walk over
You
to the
guys-
grate.
You walk over to the grate, kind of just take a whiff, and you smell a smell that you are actually very familiar with, Tarak.
Oh,
There is the smell of burning bone kind of rising up in the smoke. And you can see, as you look down in the grate, there's this faint glow that kind of flickers and pulses.
Interesting.
What is it?
Burning bone. I'd recognize the scent anywhere.
Takaram, do you know anything of this? Another riddle, perhaps?
I do not.
Could this be the Hoard?
I mean, this
How
is
much
definitely
of
an entrance point. Go ahead, everybody roll perception checks.
Neat.
Nice. I'm pretty sure that I'm rolling a die with 20 sides, and I think the numbers do go up to 20, but I have no proof to make that claim. Because right now they only go up to 10.
What did everybody get?
I got a 24.
10.
Of course, 10.
20.
Okay.
18.
Okay. Everybody but Tarak. You guys kind of approach Tarak as he's like smelling the smoke, and you guys like actually look at the grate, and you see embroidered, or not embroidered, but etched around the circumference of the grate is a phrase. It says, "The dead king embraces his hoard. It is kept by death, and by death you will join it.
Perhaps some medicinal value. Or ritual of some kind. Burning bones, very common.
I only got the first part written down.
Do you want me to say it again?
That would be
No,
lovely.
it's okay. Actually,
Oh,
yes, do say it
Drew
again
would
just
like
from
that.
memory.
The dead king embraces his hoard. It is kept by death, and by death you will join it.
And then
Well, that's a pretty
it's
concerning.
it's actually not the bones burning; it would be the fat contained within them,
Shall join.
because bones actually.
Tarak, what are you going on
aren't
about?
That's
fused.
ominous.
What
That has nothing to do with this riddle.
riddle?
Don't, it's right here. There's a
I-
giant text on this grate.
I go to one of the nearby rooms.
You approach one of the nearby rooms, and standing, so there's the 3 hallways. Standing in front of it, in the middle of the hallway, that's only about 5 feet wide, the statue about 3 foot thick, is this large jade statue of what looks like a vampire.
What do you see?
It looks like a statue of a vampire. Do I recognize the visage at all?
Oh,
Make a history check.
Okay.
hold on. It looks like a vampire. This is talking about having to die to, like, enter the Hoard.
Nope.
That's quite concerning to me. Aren't vampires considered dead?
Undead.
The term is
Undead.
yes, undead. Very big difference. I'll check
Edward,
out the
do you
riddle
know?
south.
Edward, do you know any vampires?
Do I
Famous
know?
vampires?
DJ, as in DM. Do I, like...
You
does-
guys can all
I'm-
roll history checks to see.
Yeah,
I was,
I'm
I was
curious
trying
to
to go for
see-
Edward because I'm like, I know he's got the history buff.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Edward has learned much about vampires.
Don't worry,
yeah, no.
guys. I failed this one,
I got a 6.
so we're back
Okay.
to how it
I
should
got
be.
a 15.
Okay. Edward, you would know through your studies, or through you've studied history quite a bit. You know a lot of the major points, a lot of the political, the wars, a lot of different stuff. Vampires have never really been something to plague Talira. Talira's climate and its kind of regions, maybe up north a little bit more, vampires might be more of an issue. But as far as you are aware of, you've never heard of any vampires in Talira.
This is quite strange. I mean, first of all, I wouldn't imagine there would be even legends of vampires this far south. It's quite warm here. They don't really, as far as the legends go, they don't prefer this kind of temperament. There shouldn't be really any indication that vampires have been here or they are here. If they, actually existed.
Yes, Riniya.
I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
You can feel that aside from your guys' obvious magical items and all that, there are 4 pieces of magic in here. Each one of the 3 jade statues and the grate are all magical.
What are the other 2 statues? Can I take a look at those?
Wait,
Each
so
of
there's
them,
3 statues?
yeah. So in each of the 3 hallways that lead to the other rooms, there's a statue blocking the hallway of a jade vampire. In each of the 3 ones, they each stand on a pedestal and they look like they're just standing up above it. Kind of fangs, kind of sneering with the fangs very present. Almost large enough that you could almost stick your arm in the mouth.
Oh, that
Don't
seems
do
like
that.
a hint.
The track is like,
I like that you're like, it's a hint, and then I go, don't do that.
Aaron, make an Arcana check.
Me?
Yep.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Yep, that seems about right. 8?
Okay. You're just like, oh yeah, whatever. And Renae's like, no, don't do that. And the
Yeah, I'm just like,
little
I'm like,
rubies in the eyes glow as this mouth chomps down onto your arm, fangs
Tarak!
digging into you.
what?
You take 8,
Ah!
points of 8 points of necrotic damage
Get your arm out of that.
as your arm is locked in here, and you guys watch as his veins go black.
Tarak,
spreading out
get
from
your
his
arm
arm.
out of there.
No, Tarak.
What?
This can't be good.
Riniya, I look like you.
That's not a good thing.
Karam, do something. What?
I'm going over.
Hold on, let's see this out. This might
Can
be.
I
This
make
might
an
be
Arcana
good.
check to see if there's anything I can do?
Yeah, go ahead. Aaron, you
Yeah.
while she's doing that, you're like, I'm immune to this, but I can definitely tell this is poison.
Yeah, that's poison.
22.
Okay.
Definitely poison.
You go in. Also roll a perception check for me.
24.
Okay, just blow up my dungeon, would ya?
I
You
mean,
go
I'm not
over-
really doing anything yet.
You're fine. You're fine. This is great. This is everything that I wanted. You go over and kind of like look around, trying to see what you can do, and you see these 2 arcane sigils on each of the fangs. You kind of look at that, and you like look back over at the grate and realize that they're matching, that they work together, that this poison is the key that allows you through the grate.
Can I like get my arm out of this?
Oh, this is bad for you and
Eh.
Kathyr.
Yeah.
Huh? What,
So-
what,
You
what do you say
pull,
for
and
me
the
and
mouth
Kathyr?
releases, and you are let free.
So it looks like, if you look, the fangs have little symbols that match the grate.
I
So
go
this
over to the
looks
grate.
like our key to get through the grate.
Aaron, you go over to the gate. What do you do?
Yeah.
Do we
I
want to get
poke at
through
it.
the grate?
Your hand goes through the gate.
I did it.
Into
I
the
You
solved
fire?
did
the
it!
puzzle.
Wait, can you get all the way through? I mean, don't jump down. Just
Everyone
try
just
to make
pushes you.
I
Everyone
just
like
keep
pushes you
sticking
in.
my body
You
through the
just
thing.
keep going as far as you can.
all right.
go ahead.
Don't go all the way down. Don't go all the way
Okay.
down.
This isn't at the bottom, like, fire?
Yeah, I lean over like
What
top
do you see?
down, you kind of clock it.
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Oh man, I'm so good at these.
Did these symbols, like, Eyes of the Runekeeper, did I
Well, you know,
get
one of them was a
anything more
natural
from the
20, but
symbols?
the other one was a 4.
Remind me what Eyes of the Runekeeper allows you to see.
I can read
All
everything.
Okay.
Read all
Um,
writing.
Yeah, it's just a spell. Is what it is. It's just a spell that allows you to pass through the gate.
5.
Okay.
The other one was a natural 20, but
You know, it's
This
really
is
smoky.
little
Makes my eyes water.
scary.
What if we maybe lowered him down? Or should we check the other rooms first?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I could just head down.
Back, I don't want you to go alone.
I mean, I'm not going anywhere.
You said that was poison, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think we should even attempt that.
I mean, do you want out of here? Or
Let's maybe take a look at the other statues.
They're all
Wait,
the same.
did we already did that? They're all the same.
They're all
What about the
same,
rooms?
But
Can we? Yeah. Can we
All
get
the rooms
past the
are similar.
statues at all?
You cannot get past the statues.
can we see past them at all?
You can see there's a hallway past them and then a door. Because there's about 6 inches to a foot. Do one of you try and squeeze past?
Could can I look at the floor? Does it look like the?
dangerous question.
Does it look like there are any scrape marks indicating like the statues move at all, like the pedestal, like the whole pedestal and all?
You see the pedestal and there's no scrapes around the pedestal now.
Okay.
Can Poyo fit through here?
Oh, yo.
yeah,
squeeze
you
past.
should try it.
Can
Goes and he
can
just,
you
like,
open the
presses
door?
on the door. He's like trying to like turn the knob, but I mean no.
No opposable thumbs. You know how it is.
Oh,
Oh, do I try
do you try what?
to squeeze through?
Yep.
I mean, the statues probably won't do anything, right? They didn't do anything to Poyo. haha.
Right, but they also bit Tarak, so
Just
I'm
try.
fine.
Honestly, the greatest sadness is that when it bit me, it brought me. I was at 69 health after Edward hit me, and now I'm at 61. It made me kind of sad.
Kathyr, you should give it a shot.
you think so?
I mean,
Wait. Wait.
Who's more
wait.
likely to
Before
die?
we do anything, I want to try. Let me read this real quick.
Tarak, don't you have like a thing that helps against poison?
What? No, I can detect it. I'm real good at finding it. Like,
I am going
one of
to
the best.
cast Arcanist's Magic Aura on myself.
Okay.
And I'm going to I'm going to do Mask,
Okay.
which will make me appear, and I want to appear undead.
Is this a Arcana cleric thing?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say I've never heard of this before. I don't even know.
You place an illusion on a creature and object you touch so that divination spells reveal false information about it. The target can be a willing creature or an object that isn't being carried or worn by another creature. When you cast the spell, choose one of both the following effects. Lasts for the duration, which is 24 hours. Then Mask, you change the way the target appears to spells and magical effects that detect creature types, such as a paladin's divine sense or the trigger of a symbol spell.
That is so clever.
You choose a creature type and other spells and magical effects treat the target as if it were a creature of that type or of that alignment. And I'm making myself undead.
Okay. Okay.
Dang.
And you go to sneak past the statue.
I actually wanted to try the grate.
Oh, you want to try the grate? You go and your hand doesn't go through the grate.
My hand doesn't
Does
go
not.
through the grate. Okay, then I am gonna go and I'm gonna try to sneak past the statue.
You go and approach the statue and kind of like look at it and then like kind of go to like squeeze past it. And as you do, it suddenly lurches and turns and grabs you by the neck and throws you back.
Riniya!
You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Have it.
Right.
How long does that last?
1 hour.
Gross.
The aura? Or
The
word?
Warding bond.
All right.
Kind of
then.
like grabs you and like hisses at you as it like steps off the
Oh.
pedestal before returning back onto the pedestal.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay.
I'm telling
well,
you.
it was a cool idea. Technically, I'm detected as undead right now.
All right. Well,
Well,
Edward says.
I walk over to the nearest statue.
Wait, whoa. Edward says, before we try that, I think I might actually be able to get a peek. And Edward will cast Polymorph on himself.
Okay.
And what's like can I turn into something real small, like an
Technically,
insect or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Could I turn into like a cockroach?
Yes. Let me double check. Real quick.
A cockroach with a little purple vest?
Now,
Please.
Just a second. Just a second. Let me
Edward,
double check something.
the only problem with that is you gain the
Get the
intelligence of a
hit point.
cockroach.
Oh,
Mhm.
shoot.
So
That's not
you,
great.
You
I don't know if
Cast
I
the
want
spell.
to do that.
You cast the spell. Becoming
Read the
just
spell.
you turn into this little cockroach with this
Oh,
little purple
God.
vest, and then immediately cockroach brain. Monsters around you. Things are trying to kill you. There are giants. You just go.
Edward.
away.
Wait, can I try to catch him? Can I try to catch him?
He does.
How do
still-
I
he
role
does
play a
still
cockroach?
Perceive us as his
I,
friends.
like,
He does still know that we are his friends.
I want to try to catch him.
okay.
It does
you,
retain its alignment and personality.
You catch him, and you
Edward.
watch as he. I don't know if cockroaches can do that, but he takes his legs and like a grasshopper just starts like playing some music with it.
If it's like one of the like it's a screaming cockroach, they can do something similar but with their wings.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, that's not
That's
a
what
pleasant
doing that.
noise. Okay. I just carry.
What do I even do now? Do I have volition?
I mean,
Am
you
I
can
just a
choose
stupid
to-
cockroach?
You can choose to end your concentration.
What's the
Like I can't
I
cognitively decide to
Intelligence.
go past the statue and look at the room though. I'm assuming.
you don't even know what the statue is. You don't even know it's there.
I go over and pick up Edward.
Edward, does
From Riniya.
Riniya have any food on her?
A bunch
No.
of little dead skin cells.
No, like in her pack or anything.
Probably
Yeah, she has
not.
some food in her pack.
I
Edward
guess
starts
so.
booking
Careful
it
your
down
back.
her arm towards her pack.
Edward. Hey, okay, watch where your hands are.
Edward gets all up in her beef jerky in her pack.
God,
Whoa, what?
Like in her pack.
the jerky in the pack. Okay.
No one
Great.
clip that. No one clip that.
And,
Getting all up in that beef jerky.
starts nibbling.
I
And-
pick up Edward. I just grab
Yeah.
him.
He's like,
Just
Yeah.
like his legs are like dangling. I just what I
just a
Edward.
little
I
purple vest.
walk over to the statue, and I just throw it past the statue.
It grabs it and crushes him. Edward, you immediately explode back into Edward as your cockroach form is crushed.
Edward
Well.
like crawls away from the statue. He says, "What just happened? What was that?"
Well, that was a good idea, Edward. Good job.
Hey, Edward.
Huh?
When you do that spell where you turn into different animals, don't
Yeah,
do
it's new to me.
bugs.
Right. That's weird. I
Or
felt
don't do dumb things.
I can remember it, but it's like I
have
wasn't
this-
myself.
Weird memory of like almost like a fish eye
Yeah.
lens, like going through where like the edges are curved and like everything's big, and you like
And your
taste,
bones
like,
are on the outside.
Yeah, you're like really squishy inside,
Ew.
and then you just like have this like faint like aftertaste of jerky, and you're like, what's going on?
Right. Well,
If you polymorph yourself into an animal that is really small and then eat your fill, when you unpolymorph, is it the same amount or are you still full?
It's
I was
like,
wondering the same thing.
It's like
Like, could you extend
it's
food
like-
reserves
it's
this
like-
way?
I mean, kind of. It's kind of like potatoes, or maybe
Back
something really
to
fluffy,
potatoes. Full
where
circle.
it's like it just kind of expands and it just like aerates. Doesn't actually provide any more nutrients, but it's just
Oh.
bigger.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm never doing that again. I just want to point out that whole
Tick-
bit, although funny, we gained 0 knowledge.
And you wasted
and
like
one
a fourth of a spell
one last
slot.
spell slot. Yeah.
Tarak has just been slowly lowering himself. He like saw it turn into a bug. He's just slowly lowering himself
Okay.
into the pit.
It's like, I'm out of here.
There, it's about a 15-foot drop.
That's fine.
You drop into it.
Yeah, I give a
Okay.
quick, and like as I let go, I go, I'm gonna check it out, and then I drop.
Tarak, no!
Track.
I'm peeking in.
No. Oh no.
You
He's gonna
you
die.
peek in. You see him go through, and you're like, oh, I can go through, and you like slam your face into the grate for a second because you can't go through it.
Well,
You're
she wasn't trying to go in, she was just trying to see.
like, and you go and you see. Make a perception check.
Oh.
Through the
17?
fire flames.
Okay. That's a little bit better. You see Trek kind of land, and then you hear this as you watch as the smoke begins to shift from where its source before it finally stops. This faint glow. Trek, you watch as you kind of land, kind of like look around, let your eyes adjust for just a second, and this massive dragon skull in front of you kind of shifts
A
and
snow.
stands.
Please tell me it has a
As
little
this-
body.
has this massive Dracolich,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
pulls and drags itself up until it stands. Little bits of dragon scale and flesh still hanging from its body. All of the muscle deteriorated and rotted away, leaving nothing but the bones as this dragon has undergone this lich-like transformation. And that's where we're going to end tonight's
Oh no!
Stupid.
Oh no!
Tarak is the only one that can currently face the Dracolich, while the rest of you guys.
Well, it
Tarak!
can
How
pass
to get
through
back
the
there.
gate. This is so
Um,
bad. We have
yeah.
hardly any spells left.
Correction,
I have
you-
barely
I
used
have
any.
hardly any
You
spells.
I've
have
barely used
hardly
any. I'm
any
great.
spells left.
I warned you guys in the beginning. I was like, I love that you guys are using spells
Hey,
on
I
small
still have a
creatures
majority
and-
of my spell
Oh
slots.
gosh,
Yeah.
Tarak, why did you do that?
Great.
It's really bad.
So, thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely check out our Wednesday night stream of the finale of our side series, Between the Roads.
1871.
1871. Yes, exactly. Be there Thursday for our stream of Table Scraps as we
1871.
talk about this episode. We'll talk
Or we
about the
may
Fluffy
play Dungeons
Folio.
and Dragons, depending
We
on
might
how many of you
play-
guys show up.
Yeah.
It might be
Shadows
great.
on the Mountain.
Shadows on the Mountain. I kind of want to play one. I want to meet this Chestnut King. You know, I'm not saying anything, but I
No.
Do it,
Oh,
Aaron.
my.
No.
Desire to meet
No. I don't like it.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Also, be back. We have so many streams this week. It's crazy.
I know,
But
we're
be here
bopping.
Friday night. You have to be here Friday night as we do our filing cabinet episode, our questionnaire episode over the whole entirety of Between the
Oh,
Rows,
it's-
1871.
There's so much to spill.
Oh
It's a
my
very
gosh, so many
special
secrets.
occasion, the filing cabinet is.
Yes.
Use hashtag AskTPD on social media platforms to send us questions about the show. Specifically
Please send us
Between the
lots of
Rows,
questions.
1871.
Feel free if you have other questions too. We'll talk about those towards the end as well as we run out of Between the Rows content. Because Between the Rows sucks. I'm just kidding.
Fair.
It was
Yes,
real
we're not.
good.
Happy
Wow.
Halloween.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. We know it's not actually Halloween, but happy Halloween from us.
It's Halloween.
Halloween lives in the heart.
But yeah,
Halloween is a lifestyle.
that's right.
I mean, cosplay, you know.
That's right.
Spooky,
Anyway,
scary
thank you guys
skeletons.
so much for watching. We will see you guys next week. Thanks for the Raiders also for
Yes.
sticking around
Yes.
and do that in.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping by, guys.
But yeah, we will see you guys next week to continue this little dungeon crawl. So good luck and Godspeed, Dungeoneers. We will see you later.